getting the first pick.
Get three, Pyro, get three with the
Wade Kid putting on a clinic.
whole team's down.
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, Overwatch fans, and welcome back to Tranquility's, postseason tournament. Right now, tonight, we have a quarterfinals matchup in Indigo Discord. The Seoul Cyberpunks versus the Atlas Arcadia. It's the number 4 seed versus the 5th seed, so it's a very evenly matched tonight. Whoever wins tonight will be going on to play Nya, which we have seen plenty of times in this season, but you know what these two teams haven't seen at all this season is each other. Will the Cyberpunks be able to have made those necessary upgrades to be able to take down Atlas Arcadia, or will Atlas send them to the scrapyard? I'm Gizmo Charmander, your play-by-play tonight, and we have Val over here on the analyst desk with an amazing production team behind us. We got Juke with production and both Booth and Laggy Sun in the observer booth. Val, what do you think we're going to see tonight from these two teams?
I think we're going to see very, 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 very close match tonight. From what I hear, a lot of your matches go, 7 maps anyways. And when you have a 4 against a 5, you know that they're already going to be really, really close in level. And it's just going to be who makes those little plays, that little game of inches play, a little bit better, a little bit tighter, a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, definitely. And, since we are in Discord tier, a lot of things that they need to think about doing is playing their comfort zone. They're not the transcendence tier. They're not, masters almost reaching that GM state. They need to play what they're comfortable with. And, with those changes coming up in a few weeks, I think, there's really no point of worrying about those changes, I don't think. That Orisa pool will be nice when it comes out, but it's not there yet. It's not here tonight. So I don't think we'll have to worry about it. I think we're going to see probably a good amount of Reinhardt, probably see some Diva, maybe some Zarya, hopefully a little Dive. And I've actually casted Cyberpunk Souls when they played, Q for Quarantine back early in the first stage. So they're a team definitely to be reckoned with, and Atlas Arcadia is no stranger either when it comes to feature match. So I think we're going to definitely get that good match, like we're saying. But are these still the same two teams? I think there's been a few roster changes here, but not too many. So it's going to be interesting to see what tricks they'll have up their sleeve tonight.
Yeah, I always love it when there's that little map, that little tweak that teams like to do. They have that little pocket strat hidden away. And you'll typically see it on the less picked, like everybody plays King's Row. Everybody has a King's Row strat. Everybody knows it. Some people do top hat strat. Some people like to run brawl, whatever. But then you get into those weird picks. You get into, Ilios, for example, here, like we have for that first map. Are you coming out on brawl? Are you coming out on something like, Orisa Hog trying to get those, those pulls, those boops, the Lucio into the well? What are we going to see? We can see some very, very strange comps right out of the gate here.
Yeah, most definitely. And remember, folks, we are in postseason, which means it is the first to 4, not the best out of 7. So even though we do see these 7 maps up, there could be an 8th.
For a long night.
There could be a 9th. And knowing my luck here, during the wild card matches last week, I had a map 8. With the Harmony tier, and almost had a map 8 in the Discord with the Blizzard Bears and Frost. But you know what? Since these two teams are close, I can guarantee you there's at least going to be 5 maps. And just remember, folks, # blame Bard when it comes to that 9th map. And also, he wrote the script. So Let's see
Yeah,
here.
we're just here to present it. It's not our fault. Like,
You think I want to be like doing play-by-play that long? No.
yeah.
That's
we
too
are
long
just
for
the
anybody.
script readers. All right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
God, that's some good looking cheese.
it is. You know, honestly, out of all the King of the Hill maps, Ilios is definitely my favorite. Although, like you were saying, you might run that Orisa Hog. Some teams tend to lose, or most people, especially in ranked games, typically lose their Overwatch brain on this map, particularly. But you know what? When it comes to this Discord tier, it doesn't seem that way. Everyone's trying to run a strat that actually makes sense and not worried about getting those boot kills. Though I would love to see a few environmental kills coming out from maybe a Lucio, Hog, Rissa, or heck, maybe even an Honest Sleep.
Oh man, that's always the worst when you just get that honestly going over the pit or something like that. That's always it feels bad. But yeah, like you're saying with Ilios, I love Ilios at least as a caster / analyst because every map is different. Like stuff like Li Zhong can kind of run brawl everywhere, but like already here it looks like we're gonna get two very different comps. We got brawl coming out of the Cyberpunks, and we've got a double bubble coming out of Atlas Arcadia.
Yeah, double bubble dive with that Echo Tracer is going to be very huge. We're going to have to be able to force out that immortality very quick. But already damage is starting to be said by energy. Not enough space has been created yet for those mistakes for the dive, but the bubbles are forced out and a huge anti-nade Reinhardt. Yoshiro goes down, but Dingus finds both main tanks coming down so quickly. The ice block coming out from May, forced the point opening up, immortality already being used. Serial for real almost taken out, was able to get back to the Mercy. It looks like Seoul Cyberpunks are going to get main control over it with no recall coming out finally for Serial, but the Zarya getting walled off here, and Serial gets taken down along with the Zarya. It's coming up, Winston just back, but just the feed enough, and Deadeye popped super early to find two.
Oh.
With that, Cyberpunks are going to take the first point.
Yeah, well done, and a kind of strange strategy coming up from Seoul there, using the Mei to take the point, and letting their diva kind of still control that flank, knowing that they had the Echo, they had the Tracer, knowing that diva's better for dealing with that than applying pressure on point. Very smart move, very smart adaptation for them.
Nano and Coffee coming out right here. Energy almost getting de-mech'd out of that, but up to 66%, so even if they can get their mech back, it'll be an automatic bomb. Immortality is taken out, but Mirha follows while the Rage Monkey pulls around, and Diva Bomb able to de-mech. Mirage, though, is absolutely dominating on this Monkey. What a force to be reckoned with. Atlas Arcadia will be taking it, with Seoul Cyberpunks only 42% of the point.
Yeah, and that is always the wild card that a character like Echo brings to the table. Who's she gonna duplicate? How good are they on that duplicate? You don't know. You don't know how much time they're putting in on that tank roll. You don't know if the expert is there. So it could be, it could be a hit or it could be a massive miss.
Wall coming up, blocking out the Zarya, but the grab, huge catches for them. Immortality forced out.
Big sound barrier by Gusty though.
Big Eat 2 coming out from hitting, getting that pulse bomb. Mira taking out the Echo, but Echo just finding so much value here. It looks like Soul Cyberpunks will be able to take this once the Rage Monkey goes away. And with that, Mira just absolutely dominating on this Mei, and Soul Cyberpunks will take it back.
But man, we are just seeing this is what we wanted, right? 4 versus 5. Back to back. There hasn't been a team that's held the point yet. It's just back and forth. Each team just grinding against the other, just sharpening their swords. If this keeps up, we're gonna be in for a fantastic matchup tonight.
Yeah, and right now Soul Cyberpunks do have 4 ultimates up with the Baptiste window not too far behind, so it looks like they might be able to keep it up. Mars coming in, but the Blizzard coming out, forcing the spread out. Just creating a little room there for the Soul Cyberpunks. Yoshiro taking out that Zarya and the Mercy along with it. And with that, it looks like Atlas is going to have to back out and regroup.
And that was a very thrifty win for Seoul, only needing to invest the Blizzard. They're still going to have 4 ultimates ready for what could be the last fight for this point.
Yeah, no grab coming up either, so Gussie doesn't have to worry about getting that deep drop either. It's going to be an easy push. Window is forced out. Connects to the Winston, taking him out. Dingus has Deadeye up. Bomb's not able to find anybody, just trying to create that space there. But with that, seeing, what a big stick. Not enough with that immortality coming up. The copy on McCree comes out, but it's not going to be enough to keep them alive. The Echo is finally forced out of the copy, and with that, Soul Cyberpunks looks like they're going to come, but the stall is continuing as the ball rolls in. Serial coming up to another pulse bomb. Wasn't able to find any value on that last one, but with this and support coming down, might just be able to takes out the baby diva. All that's left is the Reinhardt on point. Looks like it might be a turnaround for Atlas here, but the immortality is just keeping the Reinhardt barely in this fight, but finally gets taken out by the focus beam.
And that shows you the value of the mercy in this support line difference. If you're in a brawl where you're trading out kills and you have the ability to bring one of your players back from the dead, that is just an absolutely massive shift in power levels.
Yeah, Ding is switching over to the Widow, trying to get that one shot because the Echo has been so much. But now energy is switched over to McCree, so it's not going to be an easy fight.
Smart change.
Serial throws the pulse bomb, sticks Reinhardt, and gets Yoshiro. It's awesome. The immortality is forced out and taken out too. With this, it already looks like Atlas has got the advantage, but Dingus finds Mercy in the back. V-Drop is laid out. It could go either way. Dingus got both support. Oh my goodness, huge grab, getting both things. There's no follow-up with the damage being done from V-Drop. It's just Seoul Cyberpunk on the kill feed coming up, and they will be taking this back. Shatter doesn't find anyone, but it's all right because all that's left is this Tracer, and Ding is getting that 4K, just securing this point. But it looks like the stall is going to continue on. Is it going to be it? The minefield comes in. C9 trying to be forced here from the ball, but it's not going to be enough as both tanks are able to come back. The block from the pile driver and the Maywall preventing any help, but it's still not over, folks. The stall is coming in. A huge bomb. Was able to find anyone. Is able to get Serial and D-Next and force the C9. Soul Cyberpunks take the first point of Ilios.
Oh, we're in for a good one tonight, Gizmo.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And I am loving this clash of styles. We're seeing the brawl out of Seoul. They're coming up. They're taking point. This is ours. And you just see these setups, these set plays coming out of Atlas Arcadia there. You know, making sure that they get all their players, you know, lined up just right. And the time, that's going to be the biggest thing is against brawl, your dive timing has to be so clean, so tight, and so well practiced that just a little less, you know, off timing here, you know, and it's not going to work. And I think that's why they're going back towards somewhat of a brawl here. This makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, Mira on that May has been actually forceful too from Soul Cyberpunk, so that dive really had no chance for Mira, just always constantly getting the the Zarya out of position. Now both teams fly over to the side of No Coast, and it's just a little poke damage coming back and forth. No one going really low, but a lot of abilities being used here. The defense matrices from both divas eating up the fire strikes. So far, it looks like Soul Cyberpunks are going to control it, but Energy finding the counterpart Dingus. And right now, it's Atlas Arcadia's time to rush in. All they have to do is just kind of force out. But Hazard getting taken down. Mars just absolutely just showing a dominance on this Reinhardt right now, but gets booped in by Gusty. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, just what we like to see. But it's not going to be enough. Atlas Arcadia will be able to take this point.
Yeah. Big boo, but if you notice, there's a massive gap right now in Reinhardt ult charge. Pretty much Mars doubling up Yoshiario. And, you know, when stuff like that happens, you don't really expect that. Even when you lose the fight, you're like, okay, my mirror's got 10, 15, maybe 20% more ult charge, not double. So now they should be looking for a very early slam here on the side of Atlas Arcadia.
Yeah. Walt comes out, kind of blocking off a little bit of the point, but it's not enough. And Yoshiro actually starts taking the lead on the ult charge just as we were talking. But the trades have already happened with this. Soul Cyberpunks are going to have to regroup and try to stop feeding here, but they just keep forcing a fight that's already been lost.
Yeah, and only getting out the window. Yeah, okay, technically you got out pulse bomb too, but do we really count that as an ult use? Because we know Tracer's going to have it in about 3 more seconds.
Yeah, Pulse is definitely one of those ults you can literally just throw away.
That is just ability number 3, let's be honest.
Bomb coming out, Energy getting here because they were caught on
That's nice
Shatter.
combo.
Immortality gets taken out by the bomb. Everyone's coming low from Soul Cyberpunks. These just slight mistakes coming out from them is costing them the fights. And with that, it's going to be another time to regroup for Soul.
This brawl coming out of Atlas is just night and day for what they ran on Ruins. This is very, very well done, very tight, and very, very economical. You know, only needing the Shatter and the bomb there. Now you've got You can do a zoning Deadeye early. You've got beat for the mid fight, and you've got Serial coming up on the bomb again, and Sir Olin, sorry, should get window soon.
What a huge E coming out. The B-Jog is forced just to keep the team alive. Bomb now being used by Hidden Dagger, not able to find anyone, just get a little zone. But Mira's able to get both the Baptiste and the Baby Diva, and with that, Soul Cyberpunks are finally going to be able to catch this. It was almost a 0 to 100, folks.
Yeah, thankfully they finally win the fight, but look at this alt game now. Serial still has Bomb. Energy still has Deadeye. Sir Olin gonna have Window in a second now. Mars gonna have Shatter. And the closest you've got is a Deadeye and then 40% to Shatter. This is not looking good for the Cyberpunks here.
No, but that Deadeye is going to be popped out, but blocked off by the wall. And with that, a C9 comes in. Dingus is actually taken out by the C9. What a great weight up coming from McCree. Pulspawn not able to find anyone, but does get the damage enough to get Yoshiro. And with that, it's going to be Atlas's point.
Yeah, just a well done staggering of your ults. Not having 4 people press Q at once. Just, okay, let's use mine. Now let's use mine. And there's just Soul just ran out of defensive abilities to use eventually. And that was just really, really well done by Atlas. I want to see more of that from them. I want to see more brawl, especially on a map like Lighthouse here, where you've got that enclosed point. Doomfist is fantastic here. I don't want to see it with the dive though. I'd love to see it with a rush.
Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult here, but you don't have as long of a gap as you did on Ruins, so there's a lot more space. But once again,
there's definitely a lot more architecture to hide behind here.
Yeah, but they still got to look out for Mira on that Mei. Although Mira was getting a little bit out of position, I think a little bit too forceful in that last fight.
Yeah, Well's a tough one for Mei players because there's a lot of different avenues for access, and you can't really wall all of them off.
Teleporter to the high ground allows Soul to take an early ejective point. Still got 10 seconds though before it unlocks, and right now it looks like Atlas is just going to let him have it because of all that little damage coming in from the Symmetra orbs.
Purple.
Oh, big taking out, getting that Zarya. Now Mars has to back out because he has no extra protection jumping in. They're going to have to regroup and might actually be rethinking this double bubble.
Yeah, I would love for them to go and see a swap here, and it looks like we're having a massive retreat here, and I can't really tell if they're going back into spawn or if they're just kind of hanging out, making sure that they move as 6. And yeah, we are seeing some swaps now to a more spam-oriented with the Ashe, with the Echo, with the Mercy Pocket. And they're just going to try to poke them out from all sorts of extra angles here.
Yeah,
you're gonna see 3 or 4 angles of attack here from the side of Atlas.
So now Soul has that ult advantage coming in. The Orisa already at 60% up on that Bongo. So this is going to be a huge, tough fight, especially since you got to deal with these Symmetra turrets in. Energy, though, getting some nice little poke damage coming in, forcing the shields to be rotated, allowing Serial to get some nice little damage in. The Maywall does come out, and so does the Immortality, but Mars coming in with that monkey so quickly. Energy able to find those kills, and just like that, the switches were necessary that were made. Allows Soul to get this point, or allows Atlas to get this point from Soul.
Yeah. Atlas Arcadia is showing that even 2 shields isn't enough to block, or 2 defensive tanks is not enough to block all of this ways of entry. There's just so many different ways you can attack this point if you have the composition to do it. And Atlas Arcadia, a wonderful switch. I love the heads up swapping.
Yeah. Now Dingus has that great wall of Symmetra up online. Does mess up a little bit on the teleporter and gets slapped and taken out by Mars. What a big sleep coming to Ana. Energy does have the copy, but will not need it. Although they might see 9 if they don't pay attention enough. Mei in the corner tries to hide, but Mira not enough. And with that, Soul Cyberpunks are going to have to start backing out as they're down 2 in this fight.
And no ults needed. Basically a free fight win for Atlas. They have to hold on to everything. They're gonna have 6 ults going in this next fight, and if they can get a nice ult rotation going, they should be able to just ult rotation out the rest of this map.
Energy does get the copy onto the Reinhardt, so close to Shatter, but gets blocked by the real Ryan. And Energy though does get able to take out Shiro. There's too much damage, and with that, Mars once again on that Rage Monkey, just knocking everyone around, fighting the Symmetra.
Yep, again, the only two ults. Now you still have Nano left from Mars. You know, you can do the Nano Monkey, Banana Boost, as I like to call it, and get in there and build up ult charge again. And you have Bob to hold point. You have Grab to grab them away from point if need be. And you have Valkyrie to keep everybody alive. This is going to need a big blizzard from Mira here, is what I want to see.
The grab does come out, capturing fourth, but there's no damage because Gutsy with the nice beat drop. Bob is forced on the point, but gets immediately just wiped out. So much damage coming in from these two awesome DPS characters that everyone loves so much. That Shatter taking down the target, but not enough damage to support Arc keeping alive. But Seoul, in the midst of it, was able to change it. Bomb is coming in just to keep a little more space. And now we got coming up to last territory fight here for Atlas Arcadia. If they want to turn it around, Energy does copy the Diva, almost has a mech, and is able to get it. And with that, they're able to turn around this. And it's not even going to be matter because the bomb is going to come out from the copy. And it's going to turn it right around, but it will be 99%. It will be
massive
one
for
fight
Seoul to get that turnaround early on in this fight and crank up, what, 30 percentage points pretty much?
Yeah.
For free for that fight. So, I mean, this map should be over and done with, but they get that switch over, and now we're going into the last. This is it. Winner of this fight wins the point, and right now it's looking like Bob's the only ultimate. It's going to be Bob versus the wall.
Yeah. But already getting the Lucio very low and forcing Dingus getting taken out because they were just out of position. And with that, the beat job is going to keep everyone alive through this Bob, but it's not going to be enough because Seoul Cyberpunks is just dishing out so much damage. Serial, though, gets rezzed, and Bob does find Mira on the Doomfist. It actually might look okay for Atlas Arcadia. They start taking out Energy, doing so much damage, but Yoshiro on this ball with a nice pile driver, taking out both supports. But the monkey ult comes out just to keep him alive, and the grab will keep them all for the C9. Atlas Arcadia taking the first map.
Beautiful, beautiful grab there at the very end by Liam. Sees the teleporter, sees that there's about to be a bunch of reinforcements, and says, no, I'm grabbing you outside the point.
Yeah.
Massive plays.
Huge plays. I think Seoul, the only difference is right now between them and Atlas Arcadia is a little bit of the usage. You saw several times Seoul would go in and use too many ults. Not to mention, they just refused to back out. Like we saw well, they were just constantly feeding. They could have just let their Mei die. They could have let Mira just go and regrouped in. But instead, they kept the Diva in there and they just kept feeding more ult charge. And by the time their team came back, Atlas, all they had to do was pop one or two ults and they already won the fight.
Yeah, and Atlas, kind of the complete reverse of that. We saw them. They came out on Lighthouse there, immediately recognized, hey, we're at a composition of disadvantage. Let's get out of here. Let's not feed ult charge. Let's not feed them all those health bars. Let's get out, get our swaps that we need. And we saw how that worked out for them. You know, just bigger brains.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? It's still not over yet. That was just the first map here. And I know Seoul does have...
Yeah, we got 6 maps left to go, apparently.
Yeah, but... you know, I think right now Seoul just needs to calm down. They seemed a little rushed. I think they got excited when they took Ruins and just got a little overconfidence, which can happen, especially when it comes to a control map. You know, you take that first map, you think you've already got it in the bag, and you just kind of, instead of letting off the gas a little, you press too hard and you just hit that wall, and they did.
Yeah.
We saw a couple times Mira was just getting way too in front of their shield, got taken out, and, you know, when you lose your Mei like that, that's such a huge disadvantage, especially when you're playing those tight rooms. And like you said, also on well, it's very hard to play that Mei. One thing they could have done is maybe switch off that Mei a lot quicker. We did see Mira go into that Doomfist when they were on Lighthouse, but you know, that was for stall purposes. I feel
like that's just the kind of that emergency stall.
Yeah.
But if that's a comfort pick for Mira, or at least something that, you know, they're like, hey, I can play Doomfist to a high enough level that I feel like I can stall on it, then maybe in some of these other maps, you know, maybe like something like a King's Row, you know, that we'll see, you know, especially like on the Streets phase, you know, a lot of walls to punch against there. But we're going to Hanamura here. Definitely really, especially defensively, really solid Mei map. So probably going to see Mira locking the Mei again.
Yeah. And we'll probably definitely going to see some Symmetra, considering Seoul, a little bit of stubbornness, deciding to stay on that Symmetra the entire time there on Lighthouse. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them probably teleport top right, get that high angle, and then flip around. Because, you know, if I'm Atlas right now and I know that Seoul's been running that Mei, I'm probably going to try to run the Mei myself coming here, especially on that first point. Like you said, it's huge for defense. Or even maybe run maybe a Junkrat. Try to spam them out before they're able to teleport.
Yep. This is where we get the fun. I know that you run that we run, that you run, and you get all sorts of levels of thinking here. Like, okay, well, they know that we ran Mei a bunch. So are we gonna play into that and we're just gonna trust that we're good enough? Or are we gonna counter the counter to the counter?
Yeah.
And this is where, for the teams that have coaches, this is where they kind of get their time to shine of, are you bigger brain than the enemy coach? Let's see it.
Yeah. Tank lineup, we definitely should see that Brawl coming in. The Delta Bubble just didn't seem to look too hot for Atlas. They were able to finally make it work their own Lighthouse, but I still think it was just... I think it only worked more because Seoul was starting to make those mistakes that, like you were saying before, when you're running that kind of dive composition, you got to wait for the other teammate mistakes. You kind of play back, and that's what they did. And the switch up to the Echo, too, was just absolutely
it was
massive.
just a fantastic call.
Yeah. And you know what? You were saying another thing, like we talked about at the beginning, when it comes to Discord, too, you want to play your comfort picks. I know a lot of coaches in Discord will tell their DPS players that when you play that Echo, you do not have to copy the tank. If you're a Genji player and there's a Genji out there, copy the Genji, copy the McCree. We did see them copy McCree once. We're able to build up that Deadeye quick. Unfortunately, there is the Diva there, but you got to think about what are you going to be most value on. Sometimes you got to pick those value picks, like you lose your Reinhardt, you got to copy the Reinhardt, or you lose a support, you got to copy the support. But if it's like the beginning of the fight and you want to copy someone,
and if you know you're going to get a pick out of it, like, people complain all the time, oh, I got solo ulted, I got solo grabbed, I got solo... You know what, though? My team got a kill. We're up 6v5 now. Like, I will never, complain about one of my teammates using an ult and only getting one kill. Oh, we're going right into the action here.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there from our producer. And
but we do see the Mei, like we thought, out of Seoul here.
Yeah, already...
On the attack, though.
Mars had ult coming out and already gets taken out, and we do see Dingus back on the Symmetra. It looks like Seoul will be trying to take this point, but Stereo's kind of preventing that coming in, taking out both Gutsy and starting to take Dingus on, but with that Symmetra turret, it's not going to be enough, and it's absolutely destroyed.
Oh, no,
Seoul is going to be taking this first point very quickly.
Yeah. And now they're gonna have this Symmetra set up second point. I wonder if they stay on it. If they've got any sort of sneaky TP strats, are they going to go left side? Are they going to go center and TP up to the high ground? What's going to be the play with the second point Symmetra?
It looks like they are going to go that main route here. And you know what? They do have that window available, so maybe even get that top high ground and kind of force the drop.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the head. Almost like I scripted it, right? The Winston does dive in, forcing them off. Not being able to get it with a huge
big purple though, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Immortality is now down and out, but Hazard has that window. Wall comes out and B-drop, keeping this fight alive, and they almost were able to get one take, but it looks like Atlas might be able to hold on. Huge Dragon coming out, but it's already too late. The damage has been done. Diva Bomb does get zoned out, and they're about to kick it with 5 minutes on the clock, but they're able to stop. Huge block coming in from the Winston Bubble, and the Primal Rage coming out once again, but it's not going to be enough. It's too much damage, and 5 minutes exactly on the clock for Seoul Cyberpunks.
And that's something we see from these Symmetra comps. Ever since people, about a year ago started really, really hard running Symmetra on this map, you can see some insanely fast times with a second. It's really kind of the only way to get a second point snowball here. You get that first point, fight really, really quickly. Now you're up 30 to 40% on your ult charge. Now you just get them so much faster on second point. And that's really the only way to snowball nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the team I used to play on, Paradise, which for those who've been in Tranquility long enough, remember that Harmony team. My captain actually played on this map and C9 both points without anyone dying. I kid you not. I watched it and I was so dumbfounded. It looked like bronze level gameplay, but it was plat. I mean, they teleported straight to the point, capped the point, no one died. It's like the other team didn't realize we're there, and then teleported straight to the next point and capped it. we talk about Bard scripting things. Bard, if you're out there, you know you wrote that game. But
Yeah.
let's talk about this composition we see coming out from Seoul.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the anti what we just ran comp. You know, you have dynamite, you have landmines, you have traps to just kind of mark all the places where you think they're gonna TP, and you have double shield ready to kind of just bunker down on point. You know, surprised we're not seeing the Mei here, but you know, I think they know that it's too easily, you know, they can teleport around the wall. Yeah, they're already playing back on point.
Yeah. Force out energy, trying to get that early damage coming in. Already 14% on that copy, but the Zarya getting so low and Sir Olin getting called out because there's no shield to protect him from all this spam damage. Does get the
Nice
res
bubble
though,
for that res though.
but it's just so much damage right there.
Yeah, but now no res going into this fight, at least for not another about 25 seconds or so. So now Soul's in that kind of tough place. Like, do we want to push out and fight when they know they can't res the kill? Or do we want to just still kind of just play our match and just hold our ground like we want to? It looks like they're going to go for option B.
Ding is able to get Sir for real so quickly with that Ashe and that Mercy damage boost, but the Nano Winston coming out, the res is able to get up. But Mira just on this Junkrat beating the DPS div. Energy finding that one trade, but Primal Rage being forced out. No shields now for Soul as they are both taken out. Copy is available. It's not going to be needed. Window is forced. But still, there's so much damage coming in here from Alice. They're going to be able to take this point finally. A little less time on the clock bank compared to Soul. But you know what? It is 2 CP, folks. It's not going to matter.
Yeah. Yeah, less time bank and more ults for Soul. They're going to have Bob. They've got Flux. They're going to have Tyre, Shatter, and Valkyrie. You know, they're set up much better than what Atlas was for their first defense. And that's what's happening here. Oh yeah, we're gonna see a pincer attack here. It looks like.
Yeah, Dingus has that Bob available, which is gonna be so huge. But they gotta make sure they don't get caught out from being so far from their team.
Yeah, that's the big thing. This Mercy here from Gusty's gonna have to do, you know, really good job flying in between, you know, both parties.
Dingus is honestly popping off on this Ashe. Was able to take out Mars so quickly. Ender Dragon didn't even have a chance to get close to healing them.
And just like that, one Bob, one defense. You know, if you can keep using one alt defenses, you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, not to mention how quickly Dingus can build that Bob with that Mercy pocket coming up.
Yeah, he's already a third of the way back up there. It's ridiculous.
Right, now the dive comes out. Bubble being used early. Keep it. The Junkrat is actually copied here once again, trying to show something else, but the Sigma Lift was able to force it out so quickly because there's not enough health on that DPS character. Soul Cyberpunks already win this fight, and it just looks like it might be Atlas feeding into it.
And that's why you usually see something like the tank swap to, because even though you might be better at the DPS, you're just not as hardy, and you have that kind of split second where once you're done duplicating that you're kind of just sitting there. And when you're like that, when you're just kind of in the middle of everything, you're just like, uh-oh, I don't have anybody around me to help me out because I kind of dove into this.
Yeah.
You know, you can see what happens. You just get blown up, and, you know, 200 HP doesn't last very long.
Soul getting a little too excited. Used one too many ults in that last fight. Now they have to worry about the grab that only finds the tanks, and the E from the Sigma gets the pulse bomb. Once again, Serial for real is just getting denied that damage. But it's all right because the rest of the team is able to pick up the slack. Bob is being forced out to try to stall out. But already, look at the time bank right now. You got 3 minutes
But
on the
two
clock.
very big kills.
And there's still not even a tick yet. Bob slept on the point, about to get away. And his stall was perfect. That Bob from Dingus was just enough to allow his team to regroup with those quick spawns.
Yeah, now that they're down 2, spawns coming in. Oh, and listen, guys, perfectly symmetrical violence never solved anything. All right? I mean, stop punching each other. All right? Let's go to your room. Think about what you did. Swap heroes.
Yeah, a lot of ults being used. Hazard's the only one right now with the ult available. Sunscreen will have that Graviton Flux as well. So Soul Cyberpunks, even though they used one too many ults the previous fight, the staggers happened so much in that last fight. that it was an easy turnaround.
And a lot of swaps coming out for Arcadia here. They're giving up on the the TP strat finally and the Junkrat and all that, and they're going for more traditional brawl rush comp here. But now that they just don't have the ults right now, and Seoul Cyberpunk shows them how effective that is.
Yeah, but that lift plus the window and matrix doesn't make a lot of zoning ults. All you have now is Yoshiro and Dingus, and High Noon is such a hard ult to get value on. It might not even matter.
You really only see it as a zoning threat ult nowadays, or for a quick reload. You very rarely see McCree's using it to get kills. Now, it can be done, especially defensively. You see a lot of Krees use it in response to something like a Flux or a grab. It's like, okay, like, you have us grabbed, but you can't come near us.
Yeah. That time bank already, too. 1 minute and 20 seconds to try to get this point. That Shatter coming out, taking down the rest of Atlas Arcadia. They're already under that 2-minute bank, which means even if they are able to cap with some time left, Seoul Cyberpunks are keeping that 5 minutes, and that's such a huge advantage to have. If I'm Seoul Cyberpunks, I'm feeling very comfortable in the second map.
And like I said, even if they cap, but now they have to cap within the next 55 seconds, otherwise they won't, at best they can draw.
Yeah, and that's not going to be fun, but they do have the advantage of already having one map up, and this rotation down to the bottom left, or bottom right.
Arrow scouts him out, though.
Arrow
this
does
pre-angle.
Get him out, and Dingus does have the angle, but goes to have health, has to play a little safe. Pops the Deadeye, it's not able to find anyone because of all the eat from the Diva. Mars actually able to finally take out Yoshiro, and with this, they have the advantage they need to start getting at. They finally were able to get one tick, but the Dragon's coming out. It might be too late. They're going to have to try to force for this draw. It's not going to be enough.
This is all about stall for Seoul at this point. Can they get it to double zeros?
Ooh, the pin out of spot from Yoshiro is just enough, and with that, Seoul is definitely taking this map.
Well done from Seoul. Tracer's going to get a little touch here, but I don't think it's going to be much. I don't see them getting a full recontest here. Doomfist comes in. It's just a matter of time there. Yep. And the Mortar Fate.
The beach comes out, keeping this fight alive, but it doesn't matter because Dingus has that Deadeye and nothing protects him except for the The stall has gone on long enough, Atlas. It's time to accept defeat, but it's okay, ladies and gentlemen. That is only the second map, and we're tied 1-1 in this series.
But you saw the fight coming out of Atlas there, even when it's pretty much all said and done, not giving up, and that's what I'm loving to see out of both these teams right now. There is no quit in anybody, all 6 players on both sides.
Yeah, it seemed like Seoul Cyberpunks were definitely playing like they were on that first map of Ilios on Ruins. They looked a lot more confident, and sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that we got to miss their first initial push on that, but you know what? I don't think it matters. We saw the outcome anyways. It was Seoul's map. There was no day and night from that decision. I think one thing, though, that Atlas probably should notice is it looks like when Seoul starts to feel comfortable, they start to feel a little too comfortable. We saw them overcommit ults and stuff. All it would have taken was Atlas Arcadia trying to make those different rotations. They kept going up to that top right and just feeding the ult charge right back to them that they just got the advantage on. And when they finally went a different route, they were able to rotate Seoul Cyberpunks and actually capture some point objective time. But you know what? The damage had already been done. Seoul had 5 minutes on the clock. I think Atlas got a little panicky themselves.
Yeah, very well put. And in regards to that, I would love to see more Lucio play coming out of Atlas. Like you said, with those rotations, Seoul doesn't seem slow, on the rotation. It just seems like, they're just not as they haven't practiced it as well, so they're just a little sloppier. And a little half second here and there can make a massive difference. So I would love to see Atlas just coming out on a faster comp, and I think that would really help them going into these later maps. Yeah,
most definitely. But we're now coming up to our escort map, which means there's still a chance for a draw forcing out. A map 7. Hybrid, sorry. That's what I meant. Hybrid, not escort. Guys, I apologize. I do a lot of physical labor during the day. My brain gets fried when I get here, but it's all right. So hybrid, we do have that chance for a draw. So that means we can get that map 6. But right now, we've been given an automatic map 5 with these teams going 1-1.
Hey. And we go to everybody's favorite, the Kings Row. I mentioned it earlier. A lot of teams are going to have strats on Kings Row, whether, it is traditionally a brawl-oriented map, so you'll probably see a lot of Rein Diva, Rein Zarya, but we can see the cheeky Symmetra TP here and there. You can see the Widow coming out, at least initially, trying to get that opening pick. So there's a lot of at least opening compositions that can be very, very unique and can be very, very troublesome if you're not ready for them.
Most definitely. Although I will say this, we're definitely not going to see that Winston Zarya coming out from Atlas Arcadia because, let's be honest, if you're not running a Reinhardt on King's Row, you're kind of throwing the map.
Yeah. We're going to have questions. Like, look, we just want to talk. If you're not running Reinhardt, we just want to talk. Just come over to here, we'll turn off the cameras, and we'll just have a nice, civil conversation, we promise. All right?
Yeah.
It's King's Row, damn it, and Reinhardt is king.
Yes, that is very true.
It is his row. I know he's German, but it's his row.
I mean, at one point, German did occupy a little bit of, the British Empire, so it could happen. But here we go. We already see it. Now, the difference between these two comps, you want to talk about the difference between the Zarya from Tetsuki versus Sunscreen on the Diva?
Yeah, so typically with the Zarya is a much more enabling type hero, able to bubble the Rhine as he goes in, negating all damage, whereas, the Diva doesn't stop stuff like, Zarya being May, freeze, other things like that. But Diva giving you so much extra mobility and extra peel for the back line, able to get to high ground much easier, and the ult basically able to throw that bomb kind of anywhere they want. It's such a massive difference, and I prefer, if I'm a Reinhardt, I prefer the Zarya because I want to go in and I want to swing.
Yeah. And we do see Dingus coming out on the Symmetra, giving them that top right high ground, going back to switch. I'm guessing over to the trader. Mira getting half health already after teleporting over to the right side. Soul Cyberpunks kind of forcing the rotation up.
Trying to go for they want to force me into the open with the Widow Bamboozle.
Yeah, pulling out an old strategy coming in from the LA Gladiators back when they had Show 4. But they weren't able to find those picks.
But they're forcing them off point.
They are. And with that, the fight is finally initiating. Immortality being pulled out from Atlas Arcadia. Already getting taken out, but Astro Zerg taking out the counter. Ryan, it's not going to be enough. This rotation might have cost a few minutes here for Seoul as Atlas is just easily holding it.
Yeah, and they're able to get some staggered kills here, so which means that kill on energy, not that bad. He should be able to get back in plenty of time, and they'll be able to set up again. And yeah, a long rotation for no ticks means that you basically just wasted your first minute and a half almost. So they're coming back in quick.
Yeah, Sir Olin getting caught up with a fat shatter, finding it that early pick coming out from the jungle was not enough, and the fight is already over before he even started with that nice shatter coming out from Astro Zerg.
Big exit pick, though, from Dingus.
Yeah, that's going to be huge, especially now that they have to have the Reinhardt and the McCree coming back from spawn. They do have that Lucio, but they're going to have to give up a tick probably here.
Yeah, you're going to have to give up a tick to get that taxi back. And it looks like they'll gladly do that, and they're ready to go.
Oh, big wall coming out. Kind of blocking the immortality or the damage, but the immortality comes out. Huge blizzard from it. Tired, able to find two. Right now, the picks are going back and forth between Seoul and Atlas, but it's not enough as the window isn't used. And the Graf catches 3, but there's not enough people to do the damage. Seoul Cyberpunks will finally be taking this point.
Yeah, Tescu is going to want that one back. That massive grab, but nobody there to take advantage of it. Yeah, it feels bad whenever that happens because you see 4 people and you're like, yes, massive. And then there's like, well, where's my DPS? How's nobody dying?
Yeah. Seoul now has both their Deadeye and their Diva Bomb, so they can force out the immortality. And there's no defense matrix coming out from Atlas, so it could be a huge Deadeye coming in from this next fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd like to see Diva take more of the high ground here. Use those boosters to your advantage.
Diva Bomb getting thrown out. Wall blocks it, but the immortality was also used. Ding is able to find Surreal on that May. The damage is being done. Beat drop forced out, but it's a little too late to try to save Astron. This fight is already taken over by Soul Cyberpunks, even with energy, able to find the Reinhardt.
I will say though, I like from Atlas using the May wall to wall off the bomb, letting Reinhardt keep his shield facing forward, knowing that the bomb shadow was probably coming in. Unfortunately, just so much aggression on the side of the Cyberpunks that they eventually just bowled him over with sheer aggression.
Yeah, and I think Sir Olin needs a little more trust in the May to do that, because that immortality could have came up clutch later in that fight. But now it looks like the window is going to be popped early to try to kind of zone them back. But oh my goodness, these walls are so massive coming out. Astro getting caught out of position once again. Deadeye finding two, and Soul Cyberpunks are easily going to take the second point.
They're speed running King's Row any percentage, ready to go. You know, they could easily cap with 3+ minutes here.
Yeah, they easily could. But right now, it's 3 minutes and 58 seconds. And it's going to be under that 3-minute mark just because of how long it's going to take the payload. The Diva switch over from Atlas does kind of help force that high ground. But with the Baptiste and Diva up on top, it's Soul's high ground. The Riptide is forced out. It's not going to be able to find anyone because of the immortality, but the D-Mag is huge. Shatter comes out, not finding anyone. Huge block coming out. And right now, Soul is just absolutely rolling with the fat Shatter, taking out Ender Dragon.
Yeah, massive shadow there from Yoshi, and now they can kind of zoning bomb them out here as they have to do this last second contest. Yep, there it comes.
Yeah.
And the pin! Oh!
Huge. Blizzard does come out trying to stall it, but it's already too much. The damage has been done. Deadeye wasn't able to find anything but the mech. Energy trying to get those picks, making it a 3v3. It might just be enough with these spawns coming out, but as soon as Turiel comes out, it's automatically taken out. Astron, not enough. The defense matrix won't be able to defend from that Deadeye. Astron getting taken out, and with this, Soul Cyberpunks
Doomfist though. Doomfist holding the picks.
Oh, but it's like the stagger coming out. There's not enough focus on it. Energy able to find Mira. And what a huge immortality coming out. Somehow Atlas Arcadia was able to take this lost fight and keep stalling. With this, it looks like the spawn doors are just enough, but finally, it looks like Soul Cyberpunks will finally have enough. Even with the Suki switching over to that Diva, will be taken out, and finally Soul will take it with 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Amazing stall though. Yoshi dying early into that stall kind of gave the window for Atlas there with no Reinhardt to go against. They didn't have that massive wall of meat to try to beat down. So they were able to just get a kill here. You know, the Doomfist getting 2 kills almost brought it back for them. And I gotta say now, this is both sides where we've seen an emergency Doomfist come out and honestly looking pretty good. You know, I'm gonna want to see some Doomfist play later on once we get into these later maps. Once we get into map 6 or so.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to those stall comps, Doomfist is, especially at this level of play, is definitely a huge pick because of the capability of one-shotting someone with the rocket punch. You know, if we were talking owl contenders, you might be doing like a rotation with like an Ashe or a Widow, who doesn't have to force the point. But when it's time for you to just hop on that point and you know your team's not going to be able to do that rotation, like at a higher level, Doomfist is definitely a good pick.
Doomfist is such a good stall here. Like you said, one-shot capability with the rocket punch. You know, able to self-heal anytime he gets a punch in, you know, he gets a little bit of extra shield. Highly mobile, hard to finish off without, you know, really solid focus fire. It is such a solid pick. So any of you DPS players out there, I recommend at least learning basic Doomfist play so that way when it comes to stall, you know, he's a phenomenal stall hero.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing Soul still running that Diva Ryan versus this Zarya Ryan.
But they're coming out on the Doomfist here.
Yeah, that's actually a first that we get to see the Doomfist not be a stall character. Trying to set up here around the statue. Using resources just for the setup, it's kind of a big stall, but it's all right because they're able to push in. But Astro getting already half health with no bubbles to be able to protect them. Immortality will be the only thing they're able to save him. And the damage is being done so much by Mira, even with the Zarya help.
Oh, that's not where you want to go against a Junkrat. You need to get out of there quick.
Yeah. Atlas Arcadia able to finally take out the high ground right behind the objective. falls down to start contesting, but Astro, ooh, just getting caught out of place. The immortality comes out, but not quick enough to save him. With the souls already have a great stall for this first point.
2 from energy, though.
Yeah, 2 of them energy, but unfortunately one of them is that Lucio, which means both of them will be able to come back pretty quickly.
That's as weird as it is. Lucio, not necessarily the person you want to kill in that scenario.
Not
Because that,
indeed.
like you said, that Kree, he's gonna get sped right back.
But now we have ultimates coming online. We have both Hazard and Sir Olin. The window being put out along with the immortality, but the Reinhardt has to back out because he's already too low. Not able to get any advantage from both windows. It looks like Seoul is able to stall for a few more points, and they have a huge ult advantage with 3 ults up online, almost 4. Miro just has his tire available, but you know what? Atlas Arcadia says we're going to back it out. We're going to regroup because we know they have their ults online.
Yeah, massive, massive ult bang on both sides here. Let's see who can, pull these out the best.
Yeah, Deadeye not being able to find anything, and a huge debuff on getting both the Lucio and the Reinhardt. Immortality is gone. The Deadeye comes out, but not able to find anyone, and Dingus is just getting the backline. Already, Soul Cyberpunks not having to use too many ults to flip it around.
And again, I hate to say it at this level, but again, just another questionable Graviton Surge there coming out of tests. You would have liked for them to hold that on, especially having Doomfist ult now. You can hit him with that Space Jam. It's just, you got to remember, you got to be worried about your teammates. It's not just about you.
Yeah, Deadeye coming out from Dingus once again, able to take out both the Reinhardt shield and get Tetsuki and Ender Dragon. But it doesn't matter. Energy's finally not able to do that backline damage that they've been able to because Mira is here for the pill.
I feel like Dingus right now is the personification of that Michael Jordan meme. We were talking earlier about how Deadeye's kind of just a zoning ult or just buys time. Apparently he took that quite personally because he's been getting double and triple kills every Deadeye this match.
Yes, he has. But Mira still has that Riptire available. It looks like Soul Cyberpunks will be able to full hold the first point here. Because, huge block coming out. But you know what? It's not going to matter. The winner will force them back. We got 47 seconds left on this clock, and they finally try to go into the small room. Mira ripping this tire. Is not able to find anyone thanks to a huge beat dog coming out from Ender Dragon. Bessie also used theirs. Serial finally able to get a pick off with that Deadeye. It is already going to be enough to secure this fight for Atlas.
Yeah, Ender's Dragon coming out with the massive beat there, keeping everybody alive during that rip tire from Mira. A lot of people in a small room with an explosive tire, not what you want.
No, unfortunately, but you know what? You were able to get a lot of ults out there. Now you got 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the bank. Soul Cyberpunk's just going to be relaxed right here.
Yeah. At this point, if you're Soul, you're kind of just want to play the time bank game. You got 2.5 minutes on the clock. At best, there'll probably be a minute, maybe a minute and a half, even if they speed run it for Atlas. So you just need to do everything you can to just slow that push, contest that card, peel as many people off the card as much as possible.
Yeah, and already Ding is able to get Astron and Sir for real with that Deadeye and just finish up damage. Soul Cyberpunks using one ult once again just to clean up a fight.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the biggest difference on this map is that Soul is able to win fights with one ult, maybe an ult and a heavy ability investment, something like that, whereas Atlas is needing 2 to 3 to 4 ults to win fights, and that kind of efficiency isn't going to cut it in the long haul.
Fullest is forced out, but the Diva Bomb in the background, not enough because it got
The
too far,
rematch
but the
kill,
rematch
finally!
gets the kill for Sir Omen. It looks like that buff is not needed that's coming out, but you know what? The damage has been done. The energy trying to turn this fight around. Mira popping that tire, not going over the top, but trying to find the counterpart. Energy also fighting Mira as they're taken out by the Rip Tire, but Soul Cyberpunks have already done enough damage. But the regroup is coming out. Yoshiro, no Shatter is blocked, but the Diva Bomb's not able to find anything either for Atlas. But it's okay because they have the picks they need. They're finally able to push this cart through that choke, and they'll be able to finally get it to that corner.
Yeah, finally able to get some space made with that Diva Bomb, but that cart still wasn't getting much progress, and Soul is going to get another contest here at the very end. and they're gonna have Dingus with his Deadeye up once again. What? Look at the ult bank on the side of Atlas. They need to win this. They really do. Just for the self-confidence. Even if they don't win the match, they need to be able to do this just for future maps.
Early Riptire coming out from Energy. He's able to find Yoshiro on that Reinhardt. And, ooh, right before they're able to get it, Gusty drops a huge beat drop, but a fat shatter finding 3 Energy, getting those picks off of that shatter. Beat drop from Atlas comes out just to keep this 5 alive, because they definitely need this point. Regardless of what the time bank is, they need to get it, because they don't want them to go down 2 in the series.
Yeah, they get the win, but not a lot of time. They need to get some stagger kills here, and then they need to get 3 people on that cart, because they need to cap this as soon as possible. No more 1 man on cart during street phase pushing up. No, you need to get 3 people, and you need to speed along now.
Yeah, and you know what's the best part is? Energy's already 69% up to another Riptire. So great plays coming out from this Junkrat. The Deadeye is popped for Sir for real. Just to zone them out around the corner. Getting that space they need, trying to make sure they have a little bit of time bank left. They're already under the 2-minute mark, which means
going in.
Ad coming out, both the bomb and the tire, but they almost C9'd it trying to get those picks. The Seoul Cyberpunks will be able to stall it, leaving it to a 1-fight play.
Atlas needs to get out now. Like Diva, you need to jump. You need to jump off, girl. Like just, yeah. You need to because you need to cap with at least 1 second left or 1/10 of a second left on that clock, just to give yourselves a chance now.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
and so smart. They're leaving that McCree there.
Yeah, big stack coming up. Though Atlas does have the ult economy coming up here into this next fight. All they have to do is get an amazing fat shatter coming in and get Tetsuki with that bomb. Might be time to try out that shatter bomb technique. And here we go.
Let's see.
Here comes it out. The shatter not able to find anyone. Oh no, it was Yoshiro's. There goes the shatter. But it's not enough.
Dingus with 2 more.
This McCree can't do no wrong with these Deadeyes, not for zoning, and absolutely getting a 3K D-mech into Tetsuki out of mech. And with that, Seoul Cyberpunks will be going 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, Dingus, I apologize if I offended you earlier. I get it. You're really, really good at Deadeye. Let Atlas have a chance now. These people have families.
Yeah. Mirror, though, on this Junkrat was a force to be reckoned with. You know, we saw
such great zoning.
Such great zoning. Not a lot of huge ults, but, you know, Riptire is just like that pulse bomb. It can just be thrown. You're trying to get that 1 point or that 1 kill away, but you know what? Yeah. Even not, it can zone pretty well. So,
yeah,
awesome
Junkrat
job.
really good at cutting off angles, and Mirror just did an excellent job of making sure that they didn't get any free rotations, that they were always taking, you know, tons of damage, which is what Junkrat really, really excels at, just closing off access points.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is map 3, and as you know, when we get to map 3 in these playoffs, it's time for a little bit of a break, because I know you guys are so excited, you don't want it to stop, but these 2 teams need to regroup here. Atlas Arcadia, down 1-2, and remember, it is the first 2-4, so even if they come back here and win a map or tie a map, it's not over if, you know, it's a tie, so we've already been guaranteed a 5th map tonight. So hopefully Atlas Arcadia can guarantee us a 6th, maybe even a 7th. Who knows? We could see map 8 or 9 still. But we'll see you. But we'll see you after this halftime. And welcome back. What an amazing first half we had. Seoul Cyberpunks right now up 2-1. So this is one of the first matches I've had this entire round of playoffs that we didn't have a draw in the first half. So I'm excited, but we do have a map 5, so at least we're guaranteed that. Val, you want to, recap what we got to see in that first half?
Yeah, so on Ilios there, we saw 2-1 for Atlas Arcadia, but we saw a bunch of different compositions. We saw double bubble, we saw a little bit of dive, we saw brawl, we saw Symmetras, we saw maze, we saw Doomfists, we saw a little bit of everything. And then on Hanamura, it was just the Seoul Cyberpunk show, man. They brought out the Symmetra TP brawl on attack, and they just absolutely owned it. And then just had a stifling defense with their Junkrat there. And then on King's Row, very much the same for the attack on Seoul, just kind of bullying their way with this brawl comp. And then, it's pretty much Atlas trying to keep up and always just kind of being that half step behind. But man, these are some phenomenally close matches. It could literally be 3-0 either way right now, and I wouldn't be surprised given how close these maps are. So yeah, I think we're in for probably a 6 or 7 map banger here.
I'll be excited if we get there. But you know what? Like you said, it could go either way. Seoul Cyberpunk haven't been playing perfect. They've just been playing a little bit better. They've been picking up on some of the mistakes that Atlas has. Atlas, like you said, just it seems like their foot's not on the gas, where Seoul's is just floored through it.
Yeah, there's not even a floor left in the car for Seoul. That pedal has gone through it.
100%. But you know what? It is time for my favorite type of map, which is that escort. And it looks like we're going to be going to Junkertown. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, it is possible to tie it. Not likely, but it is possible. And once again, for those of you guys who do not know, yours truly, Gizmo Charmander, will donate $50 to the Tranquility community if during a live stream tie happens here on the escort map. So, what do you think we're going to see coming now to Junkertown?
Junkertown is very interesting because the first point of Junkertown is so open. You see a lot of Widows, a lot of Hanzos, a lot of Ashes, a lot of, those long range, sniper, hit scan heroes. But then the further you get, the tighter it gets. And then finally you're on that third point and you're kind of brawling on that third point. So I want to see, based on what I've seen so far, I kind of give the advantage to Atlas because you're going to have to come out on multiple compositions if you want to win this map. And right now, all I've seen out of Seoul is that heavy brawl. And I don't think they'll be able to force brawl on this opening point. Now, if they do, if they're able to cap first point quickly on offense and they're using that brawl or they're using some sort of brawl sniper hybrid that they can easily transition into, then yeah, I'll give them credit for it. And this is the tank that I didn't know if we'd see this, but this is the tank combination you see a lot, this Hog Sigma. It allows you to kind of control the open areas of this first point with a little bit more poke, and you have that shield that you can kind of place wherever you want. So it's very, very interesting here coming out of Atlas, and kind of what I expected given their history of playing to the map, so to speak.
Yeah. What I'm really interested to see is seeing the double sniper matchup. Which one? Dinkus has honestly been unreal on the hit scan tonight. If I were to pick between the Widow battle, I'd give it to Dingus.
Yeah, I think pre map you kind of have to give him that little extra edge. But let's see if Serial can come out and redeem themselves.
Yeah. Fight already taken underway. It doesn't look like much, but what a huge charge coming out from Yoshiro, getting up the advantage. Dingus able to eliminate that hog, but Energy finds the counterpart, Lucio. Dragon does find that res, but Dingus once again just being unreal on Serial for real with these headshots. What? Just proving my point that, that hits get difference.
This man is tripled up right now on Serial.
Yeah.
This is... Dude, somebody had some G... Another one!
Oh, Dingus is Widow diffing right now. But, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'd ask for a pause, too.
Looks like we got a little, maybe a little technical difficulty, so we're going to come right back to the cameras real quick. Right off the bat, like I said, Dingus might be that difference in this sniper duel. If I'm Atlas Arcadia and I've already seen that Dingus has got their rhythm, got their groove, I might be deciding to switch off to that Widow and maybe go to like a dive character, maybe go to a Tracer, or
I'm with you on that.
Maybe run the Sombra with that
immediately.
That Sombra, that upgrade to the Sombra too. Coming out of this so
that
quickly.
can work, get it, and hack that, hack these tanks, especially the ball. They're on the ball right now. Hack the ball, pressure the Widow. It can do a lot of different things. But yeah, I'm not taking that Widow. Right now, Dingus is just in the zone, and you do not want to mess with him. You do not want to take that 1v1 because usually you say 1v1, that's a 50-50 shot. Right now, it's looking like 80-20 in Dingus's favor.
Yeah. The other thing too you got to look at when you're running that dual sniper is once one of your snipers go down, you have two snipers after you. But we're coming back to the gameplay after that amazing little flick from Dingus.
Yeah, and now look at this sight line that Dingus has. Like you said, once you get one of those snipers down, it allows so much more freedom of movement.
Yeah, Alice had to give him that first point just because of the pop off from Dingus right there.
Yeah, like that man had four kills there.
Yeah, 4
and
kills.
He's ready to go. Already got the infra sights up. And then stop peeking this man.
Yeah, Dingus already forced an Ender Dragon to res. Energy though, after getting res, does find Gutsy, so now it's a 5v6 in favor of Atlas Arcadia. But if they can't control Dingus, and right now Serial's dealing with this ball in the background, they're only switching over to that being on that Zenyatta was able to get Hidden Dragon so quickly down. But Seoul Cyberpunks had pretty much a free push up until the corner.
Yeah, big res coming from Ender on the Energy, and then Energy getting the immediate picks. And a big slam from Mars.
Yeah, getting that early pick, but gets taken out themselves, and with the rest not... Oh, it's actually going to come...
Oh,
never mind.
For it.
Mira does take out Ender Dragon, does punish because there is no shield available to protect them on that res. And Serial for real just not able to do anything with his hand and constantly on them. But Lame has another answer for these point and Energy getting that finally getting that revenge.
Yeah, Hanzo definitely has the advantage in the close range fight between the two snipers with the with that storm arrow and just able to generally, fire those more damaging shots more often.
Yeah. Mars actually able to get Mira there, but a huge pile driver, not able to bring anything low because of the hook. And with that, Seoul Cyberpunks are already down 2. They're going to have to back out, and we see that as Yoshiro charges.
Yeah, I like this hog answer to the hamster here from Hidden Dagger. Anytime he comes in, Liam is just sitting there waiting, just has that hook ready, and Energy with another snipe.
Yeah, I do like the switch up coming out from Syria for real. That McCree is going to be huge, slowing down Hidden Dagger. Plus, Dingus switching over to the Tracer. Now he's got 2 targets he's got to worry about with that flashbang, but at least he has the stun available. Sir Olin, right now both teams have 4 ults, almost 6 ults coming up, minus the Reinhardt. And Mira getting Serial, but Enter does get that res, but Hazard with the pick of their own, but it's just going back and forth. Right now, it's a free push, but this hook, man, unstoppable. They got to start putting a little more pressure onto this Roadhog, who's just coming in the back line, forcing out. The minefield is being used, but the damage has been done. Seoul Cyberpunks kind of pushing in while feeding too much damage. They're not able to take out Liam because of that vape. V-Trunk used, and it looks like the lift will also come out, being able to take out this Reinhardt. Just enough. Mars actually being huge on it. It's right now a tank difference keeping this fight alive for Atlas Arcadia.
Liam showing why Roadhog is the scourge of silver tier right now, because unless you have solid focus fire, you're not taking a Roadhog down. He has too much HP, is able to heal himself, is able to cut down on damage, and does a ton of damage output himself. You have to come at him with more than one person. You cannot, in these prolonged fights when it's 3v3, 2v2, you're not going to take a Roadhog out. You have to just retreat in that scenario.
Interesting switching coming up from Seoul, switching over to the double bubble. So we haven't seen them ran, but Energy and Mars just need to be taken out of this high ground. The switch is what they need to do, but it's kind of hard considering what composition they're coming up against.
Yeah, and I like this from Atlas. Atlas forcing changes out of Seoul, because right now the only success we've really seen out of the Cyberpunks is on that brawl, and now I just don't know if their dive, if their double bubble composition is good enough against this, well set in, hog Sigma composition that we're seeing out of Atlas here.
Yeah, although Yoshiro gets taken out very quickly thanks to the Discord and bubble not being able to last long enough. Dingus does have their Deadeye and switching over to that McCree without me even noticing, but Energy's popping off on this Hanzo.
Oh, my goodness.
2, 3 picks each fight. That was another 3K coming out from Energy there.
There's just so many different angles of attack. You have Sigma coming from one angle. You have Roadhog coming from another. You have Kree and Hanzo, one of whom has a Mercy boost on them. And then you have a Discord Orb that you've got to deal with. This is just so much damage from so many different sources, from so many different angles, that I don't think Seoul has seen anything like this during the season.
No. Here comes the Deadeye, forcing them back, but the cart is able to push around a little bit, but Sir Odin finds the Zarya out of position. Energy getting taken low, but was able to back out thanks to that jump of Hanzo's, and the lift Graviton doesn't find anybody, but it does force them back. This is already the last fight, and right now Seoul Cyberpunks have no one on the cart. It looks like it might be it for the Seoul.
And this is what I talked about pre-map, is the 3 sections of this map are so different that you have to be able to play different compositions, and I was really worried about Seoul being able to do that, and I just don't think they have it in them when they can't run Brawl. And Atlas needs to take note of that, and they need to, if they start losing again, that they need to pick maps that you can't run Brawl on, because right now that seems to be the biggest weakness for Seoul.
Yeah, one thing I would like to see from Seoul is maybe not switch over to that Winston, because you're kind of forcing a easy feed. I mean, you have the Discord, the Zarya bubble's not going to last you long enough, and then you have to worry about Liam on that hog hook. One thing they could have tried, since there was no true spam damage other than the Hanzo storm arrows, is go down below, come up top on the right side, and force them off the high ground. That's what they wanted to do, because Energy was getting so much value on that high ground.
I would love to see them try that with like a Lucio and a Reinhardt, and just kind of speed and shield, and just get everybody up there and just take that. Because that's, like you said, they never really got that high ground that entire second point. Atlas Arcadia kind of just said, "This is ours. You're not going to take it." And Seoul didn't even really try to take it from them. They just kind of kept trying to push the cart, and then Atlas was just like, "Okay, well, here's a headshot, here's a headshot, here's a headshot."
Yeah, and now we see Miro back onto this Mei. I'm actually a little shocked, because Mei can be strong on this first point.
I think we're gonna see a spawn hold here.
Yeah, this is an interesting strategy, especially since Atlas has that Sigma. It's honestly a good counter up for the Sigma Hog.
Yeah, this is going to get right up on them really quickly.
Woo! Already finding Mars on that Sigma, taken out, but Energy gets Dingus. That's actually big, considering there is no res for the side of Seoul Cyberpunks, but they are keeping Atlas into their spawn.
Yeah, and at this point, it's kind of just time for them. They want to just waste as much time here as possible, because they know they're going to get a second fight. They got to pressure the cart, though. You can't let them push like this for free. You've got to die on cart. Yeah,
and die on card as they are. The immortality does keep them up, but oh, what a get down Mr. President moment coming out from Hidden Dagger. But it's too late. The damage was already done. Once they lost Yoshiro, that fight was already lost. But like you said, they will have time for another fight.
Yeah, the trouble is, though, is look at these ult banks. You're seeing, 50s, 40s across the board, whereas you're in the 20s and 30s for Seoul. Hazard's the closest, like Baptiste always is, because he just builds ult at a ridiculous pace.
Yeah. Now Dingus switching over. They're matching the double sniper once again. Dingus going low, almost losing the Widowdo for the first time, and does, thanks to Energy on this Hanzo, has been absolutely dominating, taking out both snipers, is able to get away thanks to that jump, but is getting chased by Gutsy. Gutsy has to go back and start supporting his team now that both DPS are down. And with that, Yoshiro gets taken out. No immortality to protect him. Energy getting that 3K. And oh my goodness, Liam whole hogging hidden right off the map.
Yeah, and they're going to have so much time to really get it, about halfway through Oh no, they got pretty close to the end, didn't they? So
Yeah.
they basically got a cat point B here.
Yeah. Well, what a great, huge stagger pick coming out from Liam on that hog or that hook. Now we see Seoul coming out on a double shield, the Arista Sigma, something we haven't seen at all tonight. And it's going to be very interesting to see because they're down already 1 DPS and ult economy is looking so much better for Atlas.
Yeah, and see, this is what we were talking about, trying to pressure that high ground almost. Although, I don't think you want to do that with a hog into small hallway. Although, energy with the dragon there.
Yeah, Energy able to find one pick and Mars getting that second. Right now it's only, it's actually an even fight because Dingus just found 2.
Dingus.
Now if they're up 1, the walls are out for Dingus and it looks like they might be able to take out, what a great pick coming out. Dingus once again showing a Widow dip.
This is just not fair. Dingus has clicked so many heads just on this map alone. Absolutely ridiculous. You cannot peek this man when he has sights up. Do not. You will die. And honestly, even with Serial with your sights up, I don't think you peek Dingus.
Well, sights do come out for another 4 seconds coming out from Serial, but it looks like they're able to get the card, but shot coming in, Decreasing not able to do enough damage and with the Mercy Pocket coming out, but the shield, the high ground is actually in favor of Seoul, something we didn't see when they were on the attack. And Mars getting Mira caught out of position. There is no rest for Seoul once again. So right now it's a 5v6 that will not be turned around. And Mars getting taken out so quickly. That window was such a huge advantage coming in from the Gutsy.
Hazard survives the hook. I tell you what though, the biggest difference we're seeing right now in these two defenses is that Seoul, they're running this double shield, so they're kind of bunkered up. Whereas you saw Atlas kind of had a person all over the map taking all of those multiple different angles. And it's almost feeling like a spam sniper composition coming out of Seoul here on this defense. But
yeah.
Do they know where Liam is? Do they know he's still down there?
Oh, they know he's down there, but what they don't know is he's trying to sneak back up, getting back to his team.
Yeah,
But
Hawk can heal himself up. He's full HP.
Yeah, I think they're more worried about what's in front of them right now because they know they can handle that hog.
No,
but a huge hook! They really should have pushed Liam trying to get that stagger going, but now the whole hook comes
permanence.
out.
You gotta
Forces
have it.
the trance. Now you don't have trance for the Sigma lift. But it doesn't matter because the hook misses. That trance. Oh, it's such a big pick. There goes the Sigma, and with that, it looks like Atlas Arcadia will be able to finally take this point.
Oh no!
But a big
the
dragon
dragon
coming
is
from Mira, but it's too late. The rest will be able to come off.
Mira!
Oh my god, Mira might be able to turn this around. And with that, they do. What a huge dragon coming out from Mira.
The spawn dragon onto the payload gets 2. No, Atlas, just get off the cart for 5 seconds. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you know, that's
cannot give up 2
the
kills to
second
them.
time I've seen a
No
McCree
one
turn
can
around a
hide
fight that
from
really
my
should not have been turned
sight.
around on this map.
No, that fight should have been over. This should be 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
If
Walls,
Seoul goes up 3-1, that's going to be...
walls are used for the side of Atlas Arcadia once again, but it doesn't matter because Dingus is not afraid to take this fight.
I was about to say, Dingus has no fear right now. There's a distinct, lack of respect between Dingus and Serial right now.
Ooh!
And
but
Serial makes him pay for it.
Yeah, does catch him off guard as he's trying to take out the hog. And Energy finding those extra picks. Soul Cyberpunks actually look like they might be losing this point finally because now it's a team wipe except for the Zenyatta who has to use trance to keep it stalling, but it's not going to be enough because we do have the dragons available and they are popped from Energy, taking out the Zenyatta. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be 2-2. We have a confirmed map 6.
I told him we got the script, man. I told you it was going to be a 6 or 7 mapper. And they wrote a fabulous script tonight because these two teams are just so closely matched. This is such a great matchup. Dingus popping off here and there, but then this tank lineup coming out of Atlas Arcadia, showing phenomenal adaptability, being able to play so many different compositions. At the Discord tier level, that it's just you love seeing it. It's such great to see that hey, we're on this type of map. Well, we can run this type of composition, whereas Seoul really needs to hard force brawl.
Yeah. I will say though, one thing both teams realized is which DPS was popping. In your Seoul Cyberpunks, it was Dingus. Dingus was absolutely critical for those pushes and the holds. But energy on the side of Atlas Arcadia, once there was no pressure on them, that Hanzo was just unstoppable. It became the better sniper. And you know what? When you come to the streets of Junkertown, it's such a closer range that honestly you should have the advantage over the Widow. And you know, Serial may have lost the Widow duel 4-1. They were putting enough pressure. They were putting enough pressure though. Dingus had to focus on them first and was not able to take care of energy, and that allowed energy to do so much. So that's something you got to think about when you're Atlas Arcadia as well, is how do you support your other team, because once again, ladies and gentlemen, Overwatch is a team-based game, and that's what we saw coming from Atlas Arcadia. It wasn't a one-man show. Even though the kill feed made it look like it was a combination. And I think another thing too that Atlas Arcadia needs to take away, they were able to beat a double shield with the double sniper because of the way they were playing. They were playing so spread out, it allowed them to get the value from those snipers.
Yeah, and big ups to both snipers on Atlas being able to get those angles, getting around the double shield. Not an easy feat when you have two snipers on the other side trying to control your rotation. So you have to, not only do you have to avoid the sniper fire, you then have to get in position, you have to get around the shield, and then you have to hit the shot.
Yeah.
That's nerve-wracking, because you know that if you miss that shot, you're out on an island all by yourself. You're probably dead. And that you may cost them the push, you may cost them the map, you may cost them the entire match. If now, imagine if Seoul's up 3-1. Now they have 3 straight maps of match point, whereas now you're tied up. Now you're right in the thick of it again.
Yeah, but we are coming up on a control map, and the rest of the control maps. Brawly. Yeah, the rest of the control maps are nothing but brawl, because let's be honest, Lijiang Tower, you're going to see it, and we've already seen them run a Symmetra, so I wouldn't be shocked if we'd see Seoul coming out on that Symmetra. Yeah,
I was about to say we've seen Symmetra and Junkrat out of both of them. So I would not be surprised if when we get to Control Center here. If we get to Control Center, you never know. We may only play Night Market and Garden, but I would definitely expect to see some Symmetra Junkrat shenanigans.
Yeah, and we do have some switch ups for Seoul. Dagger is coming out while Sunscreen is coming in for Dagger, and that could make or break, because we know Dagger was running that ball, that more dive comp when it came to the tank players. Now we see Sunscreen coming once again, and they were very huge on that D.Va earlier on in the series. They were able to get a lot of huge eats, eating pulse bombs left and right, and even caught one grab.
Yeah, interesting swaps. I wonder. I really want to see what they come out on now. This is going to be. Oh, this is always the worst part about casting, is like you see the initial comps and you're just like, no, hold it.
Especially when you see that one team pick Bastion and Spawn, you're like, you're just toying with my heart right now, especially if your name is Captain Jack, who always wants to see that devilish machine come out.
Why? What? And what I notice is it's always other casters when they're finally playing that like to mess with casters the most.
Yeah, exactly. But
Laura's like, I know exactly what they're doing there.
Okay, I promise it's not in the script, but just look at Syria for real right now. On that Bastion, just as a joke. But we do see the mirror comp coming out from the Junk and Symmetra as far as DPS go. Actually, it's a straight mirror comp going both ways. Control Center, that's what I definitely would run.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a race. Who gets to that white room first, and who gets the Symmetra set up first? Interesting line coming out from Atlas Arcadia here.
I actually love it, because it does give them the advantage to get there, and they do. And Energy finding Dingus out of the open because of that nice little V-line. It looks like it's going to be easy early take for Atlas, but you know what? Mira is still up, so there's still a lot of damage. Plus, Dingus can get back very quickly, but the control is definitely in favor of Atlas, and it looks like they will be taking it once the point opens.
Yeah, and I like the rotation. As soon as they got the kill, they immediately went to point and started setting up there, knowing that that's where the real battle needs to be taking place.
Yeah. A lot of damage. Energy's actually winning this Junkrat fight. Already 87% to that Riptire, which could be huge in a later fight.
Yeah,
But-
I want to see him pop it as soon as he gets it.
All right, damage coming in from both sides. Immortality being forced by Atlas Arcadia, but the
There it
Riptire
is.
comes out. Immortality is used, but is able to find the bath, jumping outside Hazard. What are you doing getting caught out there? You had the Immortality out. And so much damage coming from Cyril with that level 3 beam.
Do not underestimate the level 3 Symmetra. That is so much damage. It's so much consistent damage that you can't really block. You can't eat it as D.Va. If you try shielding it as Reinhardt, guess what? You're just giving Symmetra more ammo. You have to, like Reinhardt's, just swing on the Symmetra. It's much easier. You'll take much less damage.
Now the window forcing out. Oh, what a big brain play coming out with that. But oh, Mira finding two. Both windows being used and the wall coming out trying to deny that Junkrat spam. But Energy still finding 2 picks. But you know what? The damage has already been done thanks to that double tire. With that, Seoul will be taking this point to 60. Oh, 65%. I was hoping they'd get to 69.
Nice. This duel between Mira and Energy right now, speaking of the nice numbers, great amount of ult charge for Energy there. Already coming up onto a second tire, and that could really change the fight here if we see this combo of the wall with the tire so that you can't shoot it as it comes up on you.
Oh, that shatter coming out of the teleporter, signing Soul Cyberpunks. But the shatter bomb comes out. The beat drop just to keep the fight alive. Soul actually had already won the fight, but you know what? You got to make sure because Energy has been popping on that Junkrat. Now all they have to do is just wait for Energy's rip tire and the bomb. And Mars using the shatter early, they won't have that shatter bomb combo. What a great combo from Soul Cyberpunk.
Very, very well done. Although now there's really nothing on the side of Soul. Atlas needs to win this fight.
Early Riptire coming up. Almost gets taken out and does because of the symmetric turret. But it's alright. Energy does take him out in the background. The wall does come up for the side of Soul Cyberpunk. So all they have to do is just avoid no real damage now that the Junkrat is gone. It's just kind of stalling for time. They're about to pass with percentage. The bomb comes out, not able to find anybody. Immortality does come out, and the remake taking out Mira. Oh my goodness, 2 remake kills coming out here, but the damage is too much.
Respect the remake.
Atlas Arcadia will be flipping this point back. There is time for 2 fights.
I think that's the 3rd remake kill we've seen this match.
Yeah, that change up is just. I'm sorry, folks. It was not necessary.
It wasn't necessary, man. Is it fun?
Yeah. Oh, what a great block coming out from the side of Soul Cyberpunks. The window is kind of negated by the Symmetra wall. Now all they have to do is just hold on. It's last fair territory fight for Soul Cyberpunk. They have to win it to push on. But they, Mira catching it, but gets caught as well. Right now it's a 5v5, but the trade is looking so much better. Shatter blocked, and it's too much damage from the Symmetric Diaz showing up, and it will be flipping back 99 to 80%.
Okay, just kill the other D.Va with your mech now. This is just the D.Va showing off of how many remake kills they can get now. Energy coming back though with the tire. That could change the entire map. That could win the map right here if Energy gets another 2 or 3K.
Yeah, but they have to worry about Hazard, who has that immortality field, and Gutsy has beat drop ready. So it's not gonna be too much. And Mira's coming up on their own tire as well. It's gonna be a tough fight coming in. Immortality forcefully used. Ooh, the tire is taken out, and that Soul Cyberpunk's looking strong once again for the first map of control.
Yeah, we knew on a brawl map that they would be favored. This was very, very close for Atlas.
Yeah,
you know, showing that Soul, even if they are the better brawl team, it's not by much, and that Soul, you can lose a map. You need to play brawl very, very well if you're gonna keep winning this map.
Yeah. If I'm Atlas Arcadia, I might actually start looking at that pharmacy. It could be a huge difference, especially since Mira has been popping off. Yeah, Energy's been doing well, but the Doomfist switch, I'm curious to see what they're going to do here. But
I would say if they go to the don't take the they're going to try and take this brawl Mira with the. I I'm with you. I would love to see a pharmacy or even a Mercy Echo here, and come out on like a more poke-oriented, blow-up comp. Whereas, I just don't think that, like I said, even though it's close, I just give the edge to the Seoul Cyberpunks when it comes to this brawl mirror.
Yeah, but they do make it to point first, so they do have an establishing that wall does block out Seoul Cyberpunk's tank from getting any support. And, I find it interesting that Seoul decided to go with the Orisa bunker comp instead of just running the straight up wall like they were.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very strong comp. If it gets on to point and you get both those shields set up and then you have the Junkrat spam coming out, very difficult to deal with. But, oh no, that TP, no. That's not...
Yeah, Seoul, once again, too much on this gas pedal, forcing ult, but it's not terrible because they were able to get that shatter blocked. That's already one.
And now they have a shield, whereas the shield for Atlas is gone.
Mira is 80% on that tire once again, and the picks are coming in left to right. It's an early fight when both windows being used, but that May wall just aggressively preventing the damage coming out. But Mira finding the off angles with that Junkrat, and with that, it looks like Soul is already ready to switch it up. But a little stall coming out from this Reinhardt charging in just a few.
Little stall is right. He did not. That was more of an ult donation than a stall, I feel like.
Yeah, but you know what? When it comes to control maps, it's okay to feed like that because if you're dying on point, you're getting a little bit more time.
Unlike, for those of you, unlike payload or hybrids, it does matter. Those little percentages, you're not just contesting, you're actually building.
Oh, walls coming out. Oh, Mira not letting it Ender Dragon get the little cheap kill as they're using that Riptire. And with that Soul, it's going to be able to keep it easy.
And Ender had beat too. At least he wasn't using it, but man, he had beat. That could have turned that fight. Great kill.
And now we see the Symmetra switch over to that Junkrat. Now they have the damage coming in, but they don't have the mobility that they once had for the whole team.
Yeah, relying on the Lucio. I'm not sure. I know May is strong on King of the Hill, but I'm not sure she works right now with this composition.
Yeah, it's very hard to get advantage from this wall, especially when you got to go up against the double shield. Beat drop used to come in, but actually forces the beat drop from Soul Cyberpunks just to keep it an even fight. Both shields for Orisa goes down, and Reinhardt gets very low. Immortality comes out on being dropped, but it finds Symmetra and takes out the Immortality field. With that, it looks like we're going to see Atlas Arcadia proving us wrong that this May pick is going to work out.
Yeah, and very, very, very close to Blizzard. So they have Window, they'll have Shatter, they should have Tire, and then possibly Blizzard for this next fight.
Yeah.
Good amount of ult bank there.
But Sunscreen does make the proper switch over to the Diva. Now that they aren't able to set up on that, they will have the defense matrix to try to stop that Blizzard from coming out. Both windows casted and immortality fields used. Right now, Mira's going to have an easy, interesting wall coming out. Not able to do too much damage block, but I see what's going on. They're trying to protect that tire coming in. Gets the DMAC, but Energy throwing out their own tire. No immortality field to save them, but you know what? The picks are coming out. The Blizzard, Mars. Little fun time here, which is okay because they looks like they're going to have a chance to win this fight, but Gussie finding a huge boop on the Energy, and Soul Cyberpunk's able to flip the point back.
Yeah, that was very chaotic fight there, but Mars, being the noble knight that Reinhardt is, takes the other Reinhardt off the map, but gets the full HP kill for it. So, kind of an advantageous trade, especially when you're on 0 ult charge like they were.
Gutsy does have the beat drop available and has to not worry about using it. Oh, Fat Shatter finding 3 in it. The beat drop able to keep alive. Mira doing so much damage here on the Junkrat. The immortality is taken out. Soul Cyberpunks are winning this fight as Mira just proven to be a junk diff. The bombs are coming out. They're not going to be enough. And with that, Soul Cyberpunks are going to go up 3-2. Oh.
Match point for Soul, and we kind of felt that would happen given the map, but yeah, this brawl, I don't want to call them one tricks because we've seen some other compositions out of them, but this brawl focused team is just running amok on the maps that allow it.
Oh my goodness. What a
You know,
beautiful! I didn't even notice that they used the teleporter,
The teleporter,
to get that.
gotta
but,
love it.
Mira, honest to God, just a force to be reckoned with on this Junkrat. I think there were some switches that Atlas made that cost them that. For instance, they did show us it did work a little bit, but honestly, I think maybe running that pharmacy would have been better for them, or honestly, just running the sim junk, trying to mirror match as well on that.
Yeah, that made just not enough damage, and with the mobility that they had, Soul had with the Symmetra, with Junkrat being able to mine his way around, Diva can fly, Lucio can wall ride, and Baptiste can jump over everything. The wall just wasn't getting the value that you normally see on payload and escort or payload and hybrid oriented maps, where you kind of have to follow that track, that street, and you can kind of get these big walls, these big split walls. You can't really get that against the composition that Soul was running there.
Yeah. The other thing too, I think Soul did a great job was, and a lot of people forget on Symmetra, is taking out the teleporter. Once you had that initial fight won, and you don't really need people coming back from spawn, we saw Dingus place the teleporter between the point and the choke, which would allow them to go back and forth. So, if you were getting in trouble right there, all you had to do was just back right out, and it was honestly faster than even Lucio's speed boost.
Yeah, you can tell that they practice this type of composition a lot, knowing, hey, we're going to do this so you can get in, you can get out, if you need to take a breather. And it was just much more coordinated. And I feel like that's something that Soul, coaches may have done. They've like, hey, we're really, really good at Brawl. We're just going to focus on the Brawl strategies and try to get, a little extra edge here and there on Brawl maps. And we see that that's kind of, paying off, massive dividends for Soul, who now are on match point, with at least one map left, if not two chances, to secure that win.
Yeah. And thinking about it right now, we know that 2CP, Assault is not going to be in these maps coming up. So the Brawl is not going to be as heavy because it's just Escort and Hybrid, because Tranquility likes to make sure that there's less of a chance of a tie when we get to map 6 and 7. So, I don't think we'll be seeing a map 8 necessarily tonight, which is good for my soul. But, still getting there to map 6, that's still a huge win for Atlas Arcadia. And remember, folks, regardless of who wins this next map, whoever wins tonight has to go against Nya, a team that's been super strong ever since the preseason. So right now, if you're Nya and you're watching this, you're already seeing all the mistakes that Seoul or Atlas is coming in. And that's something that the coaches for these two teams are going to have to come out and say, hey, look, we got to fix this. DPS overextending past shield, flooring it too hard on the gas pedal, and not realizing that you're feeding way too much ult. You need to step back. It's okay to be excited, but sometimes that excitement is going to cost them. And I think that's just been the difference tonight. It just seems Seoul has been kind of taking a little more advantage of those slight mistakes that Atlas has, where Atlas hasn't been capitalizing on Soul's mistakes.
Yeah, like you said, those mistakes are being caused by Soul because, like you said, they're just smashing that gas with 120%, beyond full speed. And that does one of two things. Either you crash and burn, like we kind of saw on Ilios in Junkertown, or you pressure the team so hard that they just have to that they can't keep up and they end up making the mistakes. In Hollywood, interesting pick here coming out of Atlas, and I kind of like it because you have a lot of high ground. You can get up there, with a Hanzo or something like that, or an Ashe, and can kind of pick apart, and get sight lines to the back line of this Brawl composition. Maybe pick off the Lucio, get a headshot onto the Baptiste, so that way now they don't have that immortality field when they take that fight. So that's what I'm going to be looking for Atlas here, especially on the defense, is second, if it goes to second point and first point, controlling that high ground, making sure they get there first, making sure that they put enough assets up there to where they don't just get, pushed off of it at, the slightest breeze. If you're going to go for this, you have to commit to it 100%. Because from what we've seen, we know Seoul is going to put 100% into wherever they're going.
Yeah, most definitely. And like you're saying, Atlas is actually a really good pick because that second point can be played just like Junkertown was, where you have the split off, you have your Hanzo or your Widowmaker, Ash, whoever you're trying to do for the long range damage be up there. And we've seen it before, folks, especially in Discord tier. If you don't realize which way you're going to go, you have to take control of that high ground here on Hollywood. If you don't, it can be the easy 4-2 split, and any team at any level, if they can get that 4-2 split down, can look like an owl team.
Yeah. If you get that split down and you can kind of just start creating those kill boxes, man, it is deadly for the team trying to attack, because you're just sitting in this valley and you're just like, well, we can't go this way. There's a Hanzo, covering there. There's a Kree covering there. Can't go this way. Ash has dynamite set up. Well, we can't just walk past the Reinhardt. It's
now. I'm a little concerned for Atlas's tank lineup, just because you got Dingus and Mira on two very strong counters to the ball. It's going to be a hard goal for them.
But they're kind of just inviting them to take point and then hoping that they kill them fast enough on point before they can rack up much of a percentage from the looks of it.
I do like, though, that they do have the Mercy to damage boost Serial on this Ash. Ooh, ball!
Oh,
Mars actually
Mars,
already
no.
getting taken out. Like I said, just got walled off and instantly froze and melted. But it's okay because the D-Mech does come out. Serial is able to find that mech and get damage. The Immortality is forced out. It's kind of hard to play on this high ground with that Junkrat span coming in. But you know what? Yeah. They're still up technically. Damage being done. Yoshiro almost gets taken out thanks to an anti-nade, but is able to back up just in time. Mirror once again playing in front of that shield. Yoshiro does in fact get taken out, and like that, the ball's already back in play. These slight little misses coming in from Serial, but the dynamites are so massive, they've almost got bobbed.
This is the swap I wanted to see. Ash does really, really well against these tight-knit compositions. Because you get 4, 5, 6-man dynamites, and I think you get like 7 or 8 percentage points per person that you hit with that dynamite. So you're talking, she's getting 25 to 35, ult charge per dynamite pretty easily. So it's going to be up to Sunscreen to eat these dynamites as they're coming in. Otherwise, this Ash is just going to blow this composition up.
Hard to eat when you're 8. Ooh, Deadeye does find energy, but the passive finds Yoshiro. It looks like the Bob will be enough with the Nano.
Bob is doing something.
Oh my goodness. Bob does too much work getting a 4K.
Yo, give Bob a raise, Ash. We know you got the money for it.
Yeah, right. Especially after that last score they did.
Do you think she pays Bob? I doubt it.
In oil.
In oil. Keeps him well lubricated.
Yeah. Oil and stress.
Oil, stress.
But that was a lot of ult commitments coming in from Seoul Cyberpunk, not getting anything. And Yoshiro been taken out so quickly. Oh, Minefield comes out. Orse is gutsy to drop the beat just to keep the team alive.
And Mars can be so much more aggressive now that Mira is on the Echo instead of the Mei. This ball kind of has free reign. All he has to worry about is the flashbang, and as long as he's got the adaptive shield, he can live long enough, I think, to get through all of that, no problem.
Big anti-nade coming out. Mars is able to find a few picks, and with the Diva Bomb, this fight is over. All that Atlas has now for this next fight.
Oh, no.
Oh, the stagger came out, but Energy does have that Riptide. They're about to come up with Sir Olin's amazing nano usage. And Mars, after one fight, which I think is still a little OP, almost has that minefield up once again.
3/4 of the way, just used it. Like, all right, whatever.
But I do like to switch up to the Sombra.
I might need this later.
Mira going on the hard counter now.
Diva Bomb does get used out, but fine Serial, but they will have that rest. Deadeye does get the D-Mech, but Energy doing too much damage in the back line. The Ash is brought back up, but it will immediately get taken out thanks to Dingus and that bomb. Oh my goodness gracious.
Sunscreen punches the tire.
I didn't know Diva became Doomfist all of a sudden. Soul will actually finally be able to get this point, even if a little bit of stall comes out from Mars.
The hack on the
hack, Mira, that switch up was huge.
Yeah, I think if you're Mars, you have to swap now.
That Doomfist switch over, trying to stall. Energy, it might be time to go back.
Yeah, again with, although maybe they're just trying to overwhelm the
Sombra. Yeah, trying to give too many targets. But Serial has this Bob up online and doing a lot of poke damage here. Now that Yoshiro has switched over to the monkey, all they have to do is play it like they did last time, because sunscreen is the only thing that will keep them up. And right now, without diving with them, oh, huge anti-nade coming in. But you know, at the back of a smart, but Serial finding Dingus on that objective. Dingus needs to be taken care of here, but they're just not able to jump in.
No, and it's really hard because now that energy swapped over that Reaper, Yoshi's like, I don't want to go anywhere near that. I don't have a death wish.
Mars does get hacked out, but has the minefield available once over. Soul has all 6 ults available. Mira already got it. EMP bomb coming out, maybe? Oh no, doesn't need a sunscreen. Is able to find both the Ashe and the Mercy. There will be no extra lives coming in this fight. And with that, it was a 2 ult fight win for Soul.
Big commitment from Soul though, having to using bomb, Deadeye, and Coalescence there. So now they're gonna have pretty much their pick of the litter coming from Atlas here of how they want to engage. But as we know, all of that can be stopped if Mirror hits a massive EMP, because then you don't get to press any buttons.
Yeah, or you can honestly let them press it and still cancel out everything with the EMP. And it looks like that's what Mirror's doing, is just waiting. Energy finds Dingus, so the damage is taken out for the side of Soul. Here comes the EMP, finding 3. Oh, and Gutsy not able to get the beat drop off. Oh, Atlas Arcadia looking very strong here with the 1 ult usage.
And critically, Mirror did not get Serial with the EMP. Got Mars, Liam, Ender, and Sir Olin, but didn't get the Ashe, which means Bob was free to just party like he did on first point.
Yeah,
and now we're last by territory.
Yeah, and all that left for Soul is Yoshiro's ult. There's not going to be any ults coming in mid-fight except for maybe Azur's Coalescence.
I want to see a Nano Death Blossom here. Just go for it.
Yeah, that would be very huge. Yoshiro diving on the support lines. Oh, Energy taking out Dingus, and here it comes. The Beyblade is not going to be used. He's just going to let the normal shot pistol take its damage. Maybe saving up for that final fight, and he doesn't even need it with the minefield coming out. Oh, Soul now is going to have a hard time to hold it.
There it is. What a fantastic change for Energy, swapping over to that Reaper, just completely negating the dive from Soul.
Absolutely. Now, Soul, Cyberpunks, you know, they're feeling comfortable. They have the match point. All they have to do is hold, so maybe a little bit of overtime, and you just hopefully have about maybe 2-3 minutes on the clock to hold the second point. But you know what? Atlas Arcadia came out strong. They made the switches that were necessary. At Soul, once again, proven to us that they're a little stubborn on the switches. And I think Atlas realizes that. And so, you know, forcing those switches off. And, you know, Mars really didn't get punished enough considering Mira switched over to that the Sombra.
Yeah, but that brings out a troubling trend for Soul, is every time we've seen a map where they can't hard force brawl, they haven't completed it. They didn't complete Junkertown. You know, they didn't win Ilios, and now it's looking, they didn't finish Hollywood. They got halfway through, and things are looking really, really good for Atlas with this double bubble that they've initially locked in.
Yeah, and I like the double bubble pick here. But as long as Mars doesn't get taken out, and you know what? One thing Mars isn't facing this time is that Discord. We will not have to see him get melted, and I'm actually really glad that Energy also switched over to that Echo. But now Ender Dragon's going to have to pick and choose which DPS do you damage boost.
Yeah. Or even, you know, you get Steal a Hog. That's you steal a Hog, and all of a sudden you get 1 breather off, and you have ultimate as Hog. It's nuts.
Yeah. Van Jam is coming in.
Oh, look at all that. It's already at 50%.
Oh my goodness. Echo is so broken.
60% and the opening kill. This is not good for Soul.
Gussie does get the res off for Dingus, and Dingus is almost able to take out Energy after that upsetting little pick, but Serial's got the off angle right now. Just Oh, almost goes taken out by the Junkrat. Mira trying to get that flank, getting that Ash off the high ground. And with
Dingus.
that,
Dingus has Bob already.
ooh, this is what I'm talking about here. The Mercy has to pick and choose which DPS they want to damage boost. Serial already lost the Bob game, and Dingus throwing the Bob onto the high ground at a little odd angle.
That's an aggressive Bob, but it's going to force Atlas back in the big hook.
I love that hook.
That was such a good hook.
Yeah, call Ender before they were able to get into Mars's bubble. Oh, massive stagger pick right there. But
And
you know what?
Now the ult
It's
fights are going
okay.
to come out, though. Now we've got Duplicate, we've got Nano, we've got Valkyrie. We'll have Whole Hog and Window for the Soul here. Who is Energy going to copy, though? That's the big question. Who
Yeah.
do you want to see?
Honestly, I'd like to see that Hog. But the Nano did come out onto the Winston in that fight. But Dingus, Coach gunning him away.
There
And
it
here
is.
he goes. There's the Hog. Oh my god, that hook with the whole Hog. Saving him now the whole Hog. Etching. Oh my goodness, what an amazing play. Oh, but the accretion. Mars did able to find Hazard in the background, but Gutsy was able to get the res. And look, just like that, it's already turned back around. Such a huge play is coming out from the even players from that Echo copy.
Bit of an unnecessary tire there, I think, from Mira, but, you know, sometimes you just got to make sure that you secure the point.
Gotta send the message out, right?
Yeah. It's about sending a message.
Yeah. I'm gonna say right now, if I'm Seoul Cyberpunks, I am thanking my tanks right now. I'm kissing their toes because, oh my goodness, Sunscreen with the whole hog and Yoshiro with
Gusty should have died there. Very easy. That was an insane hook. Hit the hook and then got pushed back by the whole hog, but the hook was still connected.
Yeah. Mars jumping in on the point. Now using the primal raids. They do have grab as well. Oh my goodness. Bob is thrown out right before Dingus is able to help, and Gusty
Mark's
now goes
doing
down.
work.
It's looking good for the side of Arcadia. Atlas just got the damage in, and doesn't matter. They don't have to use any more ults here as long as Mirror doesn't pop off too hard, which the Coach Gun once again.
Hard to do
finding
when
the
you're
kill.
dead. Yeah, Coach Gun kill. Don't see that very often. But yeah, holding on to this grab could be very, very helpful, especially with somebody like Echo. You grab, you get those sticky bombs in. Now all of a sudden, Echo's at like an extra 30, 40 ult charge. Can hit a big duplicate. You know, swap into somebody like, you know, the Junkrat from behind when they're still in that grab. That's what I want to see. I want to see a grab Junkrat duplicate and then just blow them up.
Gosh, if Dingus was on Widow right now, there would have been 3 picks right there with those headshots.
Right.
But now Serial has the advantage with the Bob and
Oh, no.
Sunscreen getting energy. Ooh, but no hook. So the res will be able to come out. And with that, this fight might be turned around. Oh, the hook barely
I thought he was
misses.
gonna get that.
But the whole hog keeps the high ground and actually is able to find Mars. And Serial with that.
This is what I meant by soul committing 100%. If you want to take that high ground from them, you have got to commit to it. You can't send 2 or 3 people. You can't send an Echo to poke. You need to send your squad up there. Otherwise, Cyberpunks are going to defend it with everything they have.
Yeah. Right now, honestly, I wouldn't try to take out the high ground. Soul Cyberpunks has it so easily. The only thing you got helping you is that bubble. But you can take the low ground, and there's no pull. There's no Arista, so you don't have to work pull. Work pull.
You can't do that. You can't just send a Zarya up the lift by herself.
Ooh, but that Nano Winston was huge. The Primal coming out, keeping alive, and not able to prevent the rest though because of all the splash damage coming in, forcing them out. Mars is taken out, but it's free push
Oh, they
right
finally
now.
got Sunscreen down.
They did, and they are also able to take the high ground. You have energy with the copy, but it's not necessarily needed because of that huge grab coming out. Oh my goodness, Atlas Arcadia will be taking it to the 7th map.
Yeah, and they're going to copy Sigma for just that extra presence. The accretion can really help at these infights too.
Not to mention that lift, which is coming
There,
out,
that
and
lift,
will
yeah,
find
right there.
the ball. But
Oh
ooh,
no!
the tire,
Oh, no.
is it enough? Oh, it's able to find
Oh.
2, but the C9 because they're not able to come back and spawn quick enough. Atlas doing an amazing job. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Gizmo curse has happened. We are going to a full match 7.
Oh my goodness. This match couldn't have been decided by anything other than a map 7. This has been back and forth. all night, and now Seoul gets to pick. So you know they're going to go to a brawl-oriented map here.
And we're back on an escort map as well, so Brawl's not the easiest thing to run. So right now, if I'm Atlas Arcadia, I'm kind of sighing for relief because right now map choice right now, it's in your favor. And it's looking very good. You've got the momentum back. You just took the 6th map. You brought it to the 7th map. You're technically, as far as seeds go, you're the more favored one because you're the higher up seed. But it ain't over yet, folks. Because even with Escort, like I mentioned earlier, it is technically possible to tie. And I'm going to tell you right now.
I wasn't in a map, but I have seen it on a stream happen one time.
If I have to donate $50 to go to a map 8, just know Gizmo loves you, Trank. Just know I love you so much.
Yeah. And what I want to see coming out of Atlas is I want to keep Serial on that Ash. That Dynamite is kind of the bane for Soul's Brawl. You can't run Brawl into it because Ash just is going to get massive value and it's going to get Bob after. It's going to have a Bob every fight.
Yeah.
You know, if you try to run that tight Brawl against it.
Honestly, one thing I would have liked to see from Soul there is if they were going to commit to a dive, they should have committed to a full dive. Maybe switch over to the Zenyatta so you can have Discord coming in because there was no Zarya bubbles getting rid of them, so there was no way of extinguishing that extra damage you can get in. Plus, if you throw in your own Echo, granted the Ashe was doing a lot, but if you had that Mercy Pocket, it's still a hard kill. It's still a hard fight, and now you got to worry about not only the monkey jumping you, you've got the Echo. If you switch over to the Diva, you can negate a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of things that Soul could have done switching up, and I know Brawl, like we've been saying, has been their favored, but it's tournament time. You got to play your comfortability, but sometimes you got to take risks.
And yeah, it's time. Let's see what Atlas chose for Soul chose for the final map. Yeah. It's going to be Havana.
Which actually, with all the escort maps, is probably the most heavy oriented when it comes to Brawl. So it could be good for them.
And what do we see in a lot of Al matches? You see that Brawl close hold. We already saw Soul try it on Junkertown. I would honestly be surprised if we don't see it again coming out of them. And that could really put a damper into Atlas Arcadia's, coming out on the, double sniper composition again, which you can, but you're not going to, if they try to close hold spawn, you're not going to get out of spawn running Hanzo Widow.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting for our producer. So honestly, I think we're definitely going to see probably that May coming out from Soul. But one thing we got to think about, Soul's actually got the first attack. They're not first defense. They're always first attack here, because when we do these live streams, when we do teams, we don't allow the teams to switch, so you're forced into whatever position. Yeah, you get to pick the map, but you don't get to pick what side, where everyone else who's at home, who had their matches last night, were able to flip back and forth because they know their team's a better defensive team or they know their team's a better attack team. Soul's forced to start on the attack, which means the pressure is put on them immediately. And we always see a lot of wild things from Havana. A few seasons ago, we saw a full back cap on first point because a team was so overly aggressive that they were full holding. They didn't watch the Reaper named Gizmo Charmander behind them and fully cap.
Was it the potatoes?
Actually,
last season that had the disconnect.
Oh yeah,
on Havana, we had to replay it like 2 days later.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean,
could you imagine that? Havana's we go to map 7 and then we have a disconnect. Now we gotta reconvene on a later day. That would be the ultimate Gizmo curse: is a multi-day 7-8 map spread.
I had to. All right, so now we're finally coming here on Havana. We're finally going to see this. This is going to be a fun match, man.
Such a cool looking map. Oh.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like this. Yes, I know, Juke. You have the ability to mute me, but you won't. Until I say that. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't really like this map as far as the gameplay goes, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. It's like Paris. It's like Lunar Colony. They're not maps fun to play on, but they are fun. They are beautiful.
Peace be upon you.
I will say I love all of the little like say what you will about it being the map, but the little Easter eggs that are on Horizon Lunar Colony with Winston's room and Hammond's room and everything, and all the little lore tidbits here and there. It's just really, really fun.
Peace be upon you. Greetings.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Greetings.
you gotta love Juke. He knows how to have a good time. All right, so we're not seeing that hold up close hold
5,
from Atlas Arcadia, which I'm not shocked.
2.
But
Yeah,
what
they've
I-
definitely been more poke oriented and having they had the advantage on that.
Stop the payload.
But I am
Mars
shocked
coming out on the ball, you know, is a bit surprising.
Yeah.
Out of existence.
Oh, and the shield immediately getting taken out. Almost the head getting taken out by Dingus, but not able to follow it through. So it's going to be this battle once again. Dingus versus Energy. Who's going to be the better sniper coming up here? Dingus
and we-
not able to find
Oh
anything.
god, Dingus is hitting shots.
Just finding those body shots not enough, but that Sonic Arrow is going to be a great advantage compared to Serial, who won't be able to do too much unless that Mercy damage was coming home.
Yeah, like you said, requiring that mercy, whereas Dingus can get that one-shot kill anyway. But Energy gets the first headshot of the match.
Does kind of nice little hook, but the rest comes in. It's not going to matter. It looks like a nice little easy hold here for Atlas Arcadia.
Yeah, Atlas still up one, although with that hook they're going to be even again it now that the...
Oh,
reinforcements
Mars, you
coming back
just
in.
can't do that. The Serial able to find. Oh my goodness! These snipers are doing so much work, but it doesn't matter. Once your main tank's gone and your off tanks are gone, it's easy push and sunscreen. Using that whole hog. Oh, so much space
Liam
created from the
should be
hog.
back in time though, and Mars definitely will be back. Although another hook into the 5-orb.
Energy finding the res will come out, bringing out energy, and Bob is available and will be thrown out. Dingus not able to get the angle they want just quite yet, and with that, it looks like Seoul will have to start regrouping.
Yeah, Bob doing a really good job zoning them out and creating some space there. Serial following up on their own Bob. We love to see it. And now we're halfway, time's halfway done.
Almost time.
Yeah, this is a great hold. I was a little scared. They gave him so much ground, but energy! Hitting off once again on the Hanzo, being a sniper dip. The res from Gusty does come out, and walls are up now. Now you don't want to be peeking Dingus, because you know what happens. Even with that Sonic Arrow out, there's just so much more room and space with the walls coming out. Oh, Mars getting pulled out. The lift does come out. The accretion misses. And oh, Yoshiro popping his accretion, or his lift as well with it too low. Thinking the Zenyatta ult was going to be enough. Mira finding that Mercy.
Oh.
But the picks are coming back and forth. Whole hog.
Oh, that's
gonna
gonna
it's-
zone sunscreen.
Ooh, sunscreen, unfortunate. No support for you there.
Yeah. Dingus hitting shots, but not hitting as many as they were on Junkertown. You gotta wonder if now that we're in map 7 that exhaustion is just sinking in.
It looks like it might be the case, but not for energy.
Three
Getting
headshots!
3 headshots. Oh, my goodness. Oh, but
Oh,
Mira taking them out, but it's not going to matter. Not because the res will be available. Energy absolutely proving their name that they do not run out of it.
And that's the biggest thing in these 7-map series is just having the mental, having the energy, having those reserves to be able to play at your peak on a map 7.
Bob coming out with a huge pile driver, able to do a lot of damage, but no follow-up. D is getting taken up by Surreal, but the Bob is gone. It is now a 6v5. And oh,
Make that
Serial, make it a... Oh my goodness. And with that immortality, it was used, and it's not going to be enough. But Mars kind of finding the damage they need, but not able to take out this baby Diva until the ball. Oh my goodness, ball is just
And
too much.
that stagger under the baby diva. Now it's just this Lucio.
10 seconds remaining.
Try to get out, Gusty, and then retouch. There you go. That was Gusty living there was massive.
Yeah, massive, but the dynamite even bigger. Not
Mirror
enough
just needs
mirror.
to target.
Finding stuff still, but the pile driver is able to take him out. It's an OT fight for the century, folks. Will it be like the Decapitators? No, it will not. Looks like it's going to be a full first point hold coming in from Atlas.
Yep, and there it is. There is the first point hold. The finish line has been set for Atlas Arcadia. You just need to push it 86.47 meters, and you will be moving on to face Not Your Average Academy in the semifinals.
Yeah, well, you never know. Soul Cyberpunks still have a chance to hold this because we have seen them try the full hold, and Havana's a lot easier to hold the point or the spawn doors than it is on Junkertown. A little less of a distance to come back too.
Yeah, and I want to see that because you can bleed off a minute, minute and a half, even 2 minutes just by doing that spawn door hold. Even if you lose the first fight, you're still bleeding off about a minute. And that gives now you're guaranteeing that second fight, and it looks like that's what we're gonna see. Because this is a very, very close range oriented composition that we're seeing out of Seoul.
Yeah,
and we're already seeing the answer out of Atlas though with the Pharah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Atlas, after seeing it on Junkertown, know what's coming, and I'm really proud that they are learning from their mistakes. They're learning from stuff. Yep. This is what I'm saying. This was the difference between in this matchup is which team is learning from their mistakes and which one is capitalizing on the other's mistakes. And so far, Atlas, even though it is a tied matchup, has done technically a better job at that.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to look for a wall here and then just like a Lucio speed rush onto whoever they get. But look at the big brains out of Atlas. They're not even taking the door.
Yeah.
Get bamboozled, it's all.
Oh, the pile driver comes in, forcing immortality. Oh, there goes the Reaper already. The massive damage that Soul was going to have is gone. Immortality gets taken out, and with that, it's looking easy push. But there will be one more fight coming out here. Oh, energy almost gets taken out. Has to hide behind the side, just enough to get taken out. But it's all right. The team can do the damage he needs.
And this Pharah already 65% to ult, and there's... Okay, Dingus swaps over to the Widow to deal with it, but... I don't know, there's enough architecture, I feel like, that energy's going to be able to just avoid line of sight.
Yeah, that, and you also got to think Mars is on that ball as well, so it's going to be very difficult to stay up high.
Yeah. Oh, already takes a rocket to the face.
Yeah, finds a beautiful headshot. Architecture or not, they were able to just thread the needle. Res does come out though. Energy is back up, and they will have that barrage coming up soon. Huge hack on the Mars in the background. A lot of damage being done. Almost gets taken out. It does. There's no res available. This fight is looking good for Soul Cyberpunks. And Dingus finding 3. But energy pops that barrage a little too late in the fight, is able to take out both support, but you know what? There's enough time bank and enough room.
Can we talk about how Dingus didn't start on Widow, had to swap, and then still had the first ult of the fight?
That is also, yeah, that's insane. I mean, those headshots,
like, that's nuts.
Now, though, they have to worry about energy on that Hanzo, who is popping off so much on the defense. And boom, just like that, Dingus gets taken out. Already the advantage they were going to have with his aim. Oh, this is not looking good. Pulse is available. Shattered misses completely, and Immortality is able to keep things up. But there's no Immortality, but the EMP to stop it. Soul Cyberpunk's doing great, but had to use so many ults just to keep that fight alive. The dream for Soul is so low.
And now Cyril's swapping over to the Ashe. Now that they see that Soul's on this more Reinhardt brawl oriented, they're gonna go back to trying to get those dynamite values.
Yeah. Dingus needs to play more with the shield this time because being caught out so many times by energy. Ooh!
Has the answer this time.
Widow has it, and there is a res from Inner Dragon, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it off just quite yet.
There it is.
Yeah, but you know what? Ooh. Every time Mars goes down, that leaves Dingus a little more wide open to deal with his Hanzo. Finds a headshot, but energy taking out Hazard. Oh, but it doesn't matter because, you know what? Sunscreen's like, hey, snipers aren't the only thing you gotta worry about here. My hook, real attractive.
Yeah, and energy's gonna need a big value out of the dragon here, but I just don't see how they're gonna combo with anything. They don't have you can't really lift and then put the dragon underneath it because you're not close enough. It's just gonna have to be a an unassisted dragon, but who needs it when you're getting headshots like that?
Yeah. Although you still have to worry about it. Here comes the dragon out. It is
He's
able to
splitting the
separate
cart with
team,
it.
but the beat drop comes in. And oh my goodness! Oh, this is the difference between a beat drop and a oh, what a fat shadow, denying the rest, and Dingus getting a 4K. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Soul Cyberpunks had the dream of facing Ya, and they're going to be able to keep it. The only thing that's going to stop it is Energy's touch with the Doofus. But
He's already half HP. He's dead. He can...
oh my goodness! Oh, the touch does
And
come
of
up
course,
thanks to the
Dingus.
ball switch, but Dingus is unstoppable. EMP comes out, preventing the ball spin to win. All that's left is this Tracer with the dream, but the dream doesn't matter because the damage is too much. And Dingus with a legit 6K.
Soul with the fuller hold. Wow. They came out with that brawl. I thought it was over once they tried that close hold and it didn't work at all. I thought it was map over that, you know, Atlas had the spawn advantage, but here we see Dingus.
Dingus honestly
Headshot.
making that on-skin proud with the San Francisco shot. You know what they say, folks? It comes down to a diff,
Another
and this
one.
was a ding-it.
Oh.
The Dingus diff right there with the Widowmaker. Energy putting so much pressure, but you know what? The switch over to the Sombra, taking away the ball pressure onto Dingus, allowing Dingus to put the pressure back onto Energy. What an amazing play.
Yeah, you've got to wonder about Mars staying on that ball despite Sombra being out there, despite the Hog being out there, knowing that there's so many counters. You know, maybe, like, I know you, even if you're not as good at it, you might just get more value out of a Reinhardt and just holding that shield up so that way Dingus can't get those, you know, those straight on angles, because when you're running, you know, ball, sig, you know, there's no real deterrent for Widow, and she's just able to take whatever angle she wants.
Yeah, another thing Atlas could have done is switch over to Diva. Diva can give just as much value. You don't lose as much when it comes to her getting hacked, because, you know, especially with that remake that we've seen get so many kills tonight. Oh my god.
I think
that
about
was-
4 or 5 kills tonight on Remix. That was insane.
Yeah, just absolutely indeed. The other thing too is Sigma's shield is not as strong as Reinhardt's shield. They could have switched over to the Reinhardt, give a little more protection because that Hanzo Storm Arrow, just so much band damage. And then when they switched over to the Sombra, you give yourself a stronger shield. All you have to do is worry about the hack. You know, that's one thing you got to think about when you're going up against the Sombra, is give them so many choices to hack that they don't focus on the right choice. But Soul Cyberpunks, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. My player of the match right now has to be Dingus. Absolutely unstoppable.
By a wide margin.
I mean, now granted though, Atlas, Arcadia, Energy was doing great, and the support lines were amazing tonight. The tank lines were good. We were able to see so much now, but unfortunately, being a feature match, you got to think about it. You just gave up every advantage you had coming in. Now you got to go against a very strong team, Ya, next week. They know your weaknesses. They know how to beat you.
You can bet Ya was watching this match with very, very high interest.
If I'm Ya, the only thing I'm thinking of, I've already you know, set aside Soul Cyberpunks. I'm looking who's coming up next after them. And ladies and gentlemen, it could be another Ragnarok Ya match. But Soul Cyberpunks, I hope you can prove that wrong. I hope you can take down Ya and make it a Cyberpunks Ragnarok match, because that would be so exhilarating here. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a map 7 again. Once again, the Gizmo Curse stays alive. We get the full matchup set up. Val, it's been wonderful tonight, hasn't it?
Had a blast night, and I think I'm right there with you on the curse, because I feel like every match I've had, at least the last like 3 or 4 times, you know, even though this is my first cast this season, going back to last season, I've had nothing but 6 and 7 maps, or, you know, first to 3, 5 map sets.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Gizmo Charmander on the play-by-play. Val, amazing job on the analyst, and shout out to our awesome production team, Juke on the production, and our observers.
Give them follows,
Booth,
give them likes,
and
everything.
lag. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been wonderful. We will see you next week. Remember, Monday is podcast night, so come enjoy the Tranquility Podcast. We have amazing podcasters, and also It's semifinals week. Ooh. Season's almost over, folks. And you don't want to miss it out because there is a chance to win a $100 gift card to Amazon. Just all you have to do is be in the stream and watch it. But till then, I've been Gizmo Charmander.
I've been Volnilo.
And we'll see you next time.